I need to find one of these guys. I think we're going to be opening these up throughout the stream. So until someone comes, though, I might get something done productive here. I've been working on this. Does this thing still save my video? Oh, it's because I edited it here. That's lame. I don't know why I didn't think about that. Come have a time. That's what I wanted this to be. Can I override this? Probably, right? Probably says come have it. On YouTube, it'll still say working. Yeah, it'll still say the other one, but can I edit this? Because I don't think we need the hyphen. We also don't need the hyphen on the actual stream. I gotta fix that up. All right, so I've been working on this thing, and I've been perfecting it. A few key changes. We've got a significantly more punching conclusion at the end of this, like something that's a little crazy, actually. Like where we actually point out a pragmatic direction. Okay, so yeah, no, this was this is a different thing. This is the yeah, that's something else. This is the, oh man, we've got this twice now. Ooh. So this is a practical direction. And then this is going to be closing towards a purposeful life. That's what we wanted to discuss in this part. So, but this is kind of a, like after we do the entire video, we're kind of just touching upon, yeah, this is kind of weird because we just did a takeaway, but now we're going to have to, what's the practical takeaway as it relates? Why does this matter? As it relates to the original aim of Diary of a CEO's discussion. Does he go by this, or does he go by Steven? I should just say the Diary of a CEO discussion. All right. The other thing, though, is I wanted to respond to this. Excellent. Okay. So, yeah, we got a lot of follow-ups in this thing. Representative edits that improve rhythm, pacing, and clarity for spoken delivery without altering meaning. You can apply this pattern throughout. Introduction. Editing. It's a fascinating idea, but I think it's a speculative leap. Yeah, I shouldn't say I believe. I feel like that's too strong. But I think it is a speculative leap. This video I'll argue, okay. This video I'll argue that contemporary neuroscience offers a more grounded explanation of consciousness. Yep. Beautiful. One rooted in biology, evolution, and the basic drive. No, we don't want to say basic drive. Oh, okay. We don't want to say and the fundamental need for survival either. I don't think these are appropriate ways to describe homeostasis. One grounded, one rooted in. And the fundamental drive for survival, and the basic drive to stay alive. And a fundamental drive for survival. That should be the shorter clauses, more natural rhythm, more contrast between fascinating and speculative. Okay. Transition from panpsychism to neuroscience. That would be here. Wow, do we really get all that in right here? Okay. Okay, now I will okay, now let's pivot. Okay, now let's pivot to an alternative. Whoops. And then we could even do that there. While panpsychism starts with what we don't know, we can approach the hard problem with what we do know. That's fine. Damasio and evolutionary context at this stage. At this stage, it's all mechanical and chemical. It's all chemistry, no feelings, no awareness, just automatic reactions to things that help or harm the organism. There are no feelings or awareness involved, simply an automatic response to environmental stimuli that either supports or threatens the organism's integrity. That we need to keep that. An organism constantly on the brink of death is fragile. Evolution favors those organisms, evolution favored organisms that built a buffer and ultimately flourished. For example, achieved abundant. Yo, Stanley the Manly. Ninja Creamy. Yes, I will take that moniker. I'm a big Ninja Creamy fan. I was gonna go through these things until someone arrived. We could switch over to going through the inventions. And perhaps even, maybe we should start with sending those guys that message. I've kind of been just going crazy, trying to be a perfectionist here, making all kinds of changes. Do what you need, King. Thank you very much. So maybe I should just finish this one response and then we could switch over, and then we'll be chilling. I decided that we shouldn't be continuing to read the affective neuroscience notes on this. It's just going to take too long, so I'll read it on my own time, and then just make sure that if there's anything missing from the document currently, I add it in. But we will be reading the quotes from the Damasio book, I think, either tomorrow or Thursday. And then that's maybe like next week or the week after, we'll be reading the brain that changes itself, which might be the most interesting notes. All right, what do we got here? Transition to meaning and understanding. This would have been later on. Yep. Okay, we could probably stop there. However, if you'll okay, we could stop there. But if you'll indulge me, there's a deeper layer here. I don't know if I like that, but The homeostatic model doesn't just explain. Okay. No, I think this is better. The Onion Stream Awards are coming up soon. Really? The Onion Stream Awards. Is this your Stream Awards? I gotta know who I'm against. Or is this like The Onion, like, you know, everything that we say on this channel is not true and is just satire? That's this whole thing so far. Yes, mine, of course. Nice. Is there a big event? Now, it's funny. I don't remember any Onion Awards last year, so maybe it needs to the streamer needs to go for the full year for you to qualify. I came in too late. All right, what do we got? Response: the abundance of a complete abundance. The absence. I'm literally looking at the wrong. The absence of a complete explanation does not automatically lend credence. No, I can't afford the venue, but it's going to be big. Oh, nice. I'm looking forward to it. It's pretty exciting. But while this opens the door to philosophical hypotheses like panpsychism, it does nothing to ground it as a scientific theory. Just because science hasn't solved the mystery doesn't mean any story. I'm a big fan of that. That any story fills the gap. It doesn't mean that any story that. I guess we gotta get rid of that. Is equally likely. Okay, do we want this? This might be redundant. We literally just say this, right? As an empirical theory. Science is constantly... All right, yeah, I think this works. You can apply this principle generally. Okay, so the entropy model of brain activity, I wanted to look up because ChatGPT mentioned it. The entropy model, primarily advanced by Robin Carhart Harris and colleagues, describes consciousness in terms of the entropy or diversity of neural activity patterns. Core idea: entropy measures the variability or unpredictability of a system state. In the brain, high entropy means neural networks are more flexible and unpredictable. Low entropy means they're rigid and predictable. Okay. So this is almost, I'm wondering if this is like a meta measure in the context of our own ignorance about the brain. So unpredictability is basically like we don't know why it's doing what it's doing, and predictability is we do know why. Granted, if we had the full understanding, we'd understand why it does everything, in theory, if we follow a deterministic view. So applications to consciousness. Ordinary waking consciousness involves moderate entropy, stable enough for coherent perception, but flexible enough for creativity and learning. Under psychedelics, brain activity becomes more disordered and integrated, leading to a temporary increase in entropy. Carhart Harris argues that ego dissolution and expanded consciousness under psychedelics corresponds to this higher entropy state. Conversely, in deep sleep, anesthesia, or coma, entropy drops sharply. Activity becomes repetitive and limited. Okay, so maybe it's more a measure of the complexity of what's happening. Connection to your script. This bridges nicely between the filter idea and the biological framework. The filter model says psychedelics open access to a universal consciousness. The entropy model says psychedelics relax top-down predictive constraints in the brain, allowing freer flow of sensory and emotional information. So scientifically, the experience feels expansive, not because we're tapping into an external mind, but because our brain's predictive filters loosen, increasing informational freedom. Okay, we actually don't have to go this in depth. What we say implies that there could be another answer to the question, one that is actually answered here. And I guess it would be nice to have that extra bit, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary. Right. Wasn't the complexity, it wasn't this argument, was it the subjective, yeah. The materialist view doesn't require a simple linear relationship where more brain activity equals more conscious experience. This phenomenon doesn't disprove that the brain generates consciousness. It merely indicates a more complex relationship, likely involving the suppression of filtering networks like the default mode network. So while you might subjectively feel that your mind is... So we actually, I guess we cover it without going into as much detail. So... signposting ideas between sections. Yes. Strategic signposts keep your viewer oriented through transitions. Here are suggested ones. Before we dive into Alex's view, let's step back. What makes consciousness such a philosophical nightmare in the first place? I don't know if I think I like what I've got so far. Just okay, let's discuss the context here. Why consciousness is so hard to pin down. Easy problem versus hard oh, this is like in between sentences? Get out of here. Panpsychism to the filter theory, though. We could maybe use this. Alex builds on this with something called the... Okay, so we don't need to add anything there. To homeostasis. It's a beautiful idea, but I think there's another way to explain these same experiences. All right, I might just skip over that. Recommended references beyond Damasio and O'Connor to maintain scholarly integrity and give your audience a deeper reading path. I recommend adding 5 key reference clusters. Neuroscience and consciousness. We got multiple Antonio Damasio books. We got Early Biological Theories of Consciousness, 1992. We got The Quest for Consciousness, early work on... So I think we're covered in terms of consciousness. I'm thinking more things like predictive processing and embodied cognition, which, wow, this is kind of crazy. We don't even mention predictive processing, right? We do mention a predictive model. Okay. Oh, I guess so. Yeah. We could throw something out here. We probably should do maybe a 1-2 punch where we find a good reference for the document. We still need to find a reference for the predictive processing section of the document. And then we could use that here as well. But we mentioned predictive model twice, so I don't think it's actually important to have that here. Emotion and somatic markers. We got Damasio introduces the somatic marker hypothesis, though I think he mentions it in the other book, so we don't need that. How emotions are made useful for affective neuroscience context. I should probably read this, honestly, because this is probably the newest or a significantly newer version of what I was reading, affective neuroscience. This is probably a better book for what I'm trying to do. So let's maybe put that down. Maybe I'll put that at the top for now. Explore these references. Panpsychism and filter theories. We have to actually reference the panpsychism theories. Oh, Galileo's error. Foundations for a new science of consciousness. Oh my gosh, are they beefing? Is Philip Goff beefing with Damasio with that book name, book title? Book title being curiously similar to Descartes' error. But which one would we want to do? William James. James. Did we mention James? Yeah, we do. Primary modern articulation of the mind at large concept. Which book provides the overarching definitive view of panpsychism and the filter theory? In other words, the most effective or renowned account of panpsychism. Because I think we only need one. Entropy and psychedelic neuroscience. This is what they just mentioned, so I don't think we're going to need this. Psilocybin produces substantial and sustained decreases in depression and anxiety. Wonderful. Summary to recap. Yep, okay. All right, let's start. Should we just do random ones? I wish there was a number generator. Or like, I wish there was a listing of the numbers. I could just kind of scroll through and just pick a random one. Though I don't think I wanted to read all of these on stream. Maybe, did we start at the top here? Oh, we have to do the special mentions too. Oh yeah, we've got like things like a whole body. Oh, a whole. We could read through stuff like that. That's fine. All right. No, Philip Goff isn't beefing with Antonio Damasio, though the echo in their book titles is quite deliberate and intellectually symbolic. Why the titles resonate. Damasio's Descartes' error criticizes mind-body dualism. His error is Descartes' separation of reason from emotion and of mind from body. Damasio's thesis is that mind, emotion, and body form a single biological continuum, and that consciousness arises from this embodied homeostatic integration. And then Galileo's error targets scientific materialism, not neuroscience. He argues that Galileo's mathematical abstraction of nature, reducing it to measurable properties, excluded subjective experience from the scientific picture of reality. Okay, so this is actually still in line. I think this is in line with Damasio. In Goff's view, that's the original sin of modern science. It left out what it feels like to be conscious. All right, so the similar, okay. Is a philosopher repairing it from above, arguing that consciousness must be baked into the fabric of matter itself. Wait a second, what's going on here? How do you get from this to that? So they're not rival. Okay. How does Goff go from to all right, the most renowned or definitive accounts of panpsychism and the filter theory, these are closely related but historically distinct ideas, so let's handle them separately. Oh, okay. Philip Goff. This is the most prominent contemporary defense of panpsychism written for a general audience. Goff's argument: science gives us structure and behavior of matter, but not its intrinsic nature. If experience is real and matter has an intrinsic nature, then perhaps so this is where I would say, well, why does matter have to have an intrinsic nature? Like, that is rather ambiguous, then perhaps the intrinsic nature of matter is experiential. Okay. And if Goff's account is most defensible, does it cover the filter theory? I'm looking for one reference to package all of these ideas. He frames this as a post-materialist monism. Consciousness is not separate from matter, but a fundamental aspect of it. Man, I don't understand how people are making this type of philosophical error. I don't know. Maybe it seems obvious for me, but you know, perhaps that's literally just you know, something that I was lucky enough to fall into, and I shouldn't consider it to be something that's actually obvious. Like, I think it required the reading into the existential phenomenology and then going straight to the linguistic inferentialism that like, I think that was the 1-2 punch, perhaps mixed with, you know, obviously the Jordan Peterson stuff, his focus on metaphysics in terms of a theory of mind rather than in terms of actual external metaphysics, though he might have changed his tune on that. This is the book that puts panpsychism back into mainstream philosophical conversation. So now I'm thinking that we might need to do a deep dive into this. If I'm doing a panpsychism attack, we might need to go after the whoever's the strongest. Realistic monism, why physicalism entails panpsychism. The key academic manifesto for modern analytic panpsychism. Strawson argues that if physicalism is true, everything is physical, and consciousness is real, then the physical must already contain consciousness in some form. Oh my gosh. It's these premises. Like without as sophisticated of a view of objective truth as we, you know, painstakingly arrive at within our document, like you can go down this path and it doesn't bring you anywhere. All right, this is more technical and less rhetorically polished than Goff, but philosophically foundational. Not a panpsychist per se, but a major influence. Nagel argues that reductionist materialism can't explain mind or value, hinting that some form of psychophysical monism is needed. So this might be an account that could actually just be dispelled by Damasio, which came out 5 years later. His cautious phrasing gave intellectual cover for philosophers like Goff and Strawson to go further. All right, historical roots. Leibniz' monads in the 17th century and William James's mind stuff theory are early versions. Alfred North Whitehead, Process and Reality, is often cited as the proto-panpsychist in modern metaphysics, though his style is opaque. The filter theory, what is this? This is just panpsychism, the definitive works. And this is the filter theory. He saw consciousness not as generated by the brain, but as limited by it, a channel selecting useful information for survival. Okay, so this is the type of argument that we actually do address, which is, for this to be the case, you would have to show that it was either an evolutionary pressure, a selective pressure, or you'd have to show that there's something operating within the brain that could receive consciousness from either the matter itself or externally. Okay, and then Aldous Huxley popularized the theory by applying. Man, I didn't realize Aldous Huxley. I guess I did know that Aldous Huxley was this recent, but popularized the theory by applying it to psychedelic experience. He coined the phrase reducing valve of the brain. This is the cultural locus for the filter model in modern spiritual discourse. So I'm guessing still that Goff has probably the it's probably the most steel man argument towards panpsychism. All right, we gotta. I'm sorry, Onion Helmet. We gotta go down this road now. I've been stun locked. How these two intersect implies consciousness is received or constrained by the brain, and then panpsychism implies consciousness is fundamental to all matter. They're not identical, but they can be combined. Okay. So yeah, what is the strong sense? Yeah, we got to figure this out. How does this happen without some type of filter or transmission? But I wonder if this is just like a philosophical mishap. So we'll see. Let's unpack this argument carefully, then look at whether it naturally encompasses the filter theory, and finally, what the closest single reference is that unifies these threads. How Goff gets from Galileo's abstraction to consciousness is fundamental. Goff's reasoning unfolds in three key steps, philosophical rather than empirical, and each builds on the previous one. So I hope this is not some type of logic system we're about to see. Some type of semantic trick. Galileo's move, quantify but bracket qualia. Goff begins by revisiting Galileo's 17th century project to make science mathematical. To do that, Galileo explicitly separated secondary qualities, the felt properties of experience, from primary qualities. Why would you do that? Why? Oh, okay, yeah, this is Galileo's doing. Okay. Science, he said, would concern itself only with the quantifiable features of matter. Subjective experience would be left to philosophy or theology. In short, Galileo created the mathematical world picture by excluding consciousness from the domain of physical science. Okay. I'm guessing the secondary qualities are the experiential, and then the primary are the ones that he kind of left to science. So the explanatory gap in the so Goff's Galileo's error is precisely this exclusion. We built physics by ignoring experience. The explanatory gap in the intrinsic nature argument. Don't we touch on the intrinsic nature argument? Oh, what am I doing? Response? No, maybe I got rid of that actually. Yeah, I must have. Physics, Goff says, describes only relations and behaviors, how things move, interact, and measure, but not what things are in themselves. Right. To ask this question, I already think that you have gone in a wrong path philosophically. Like given that you're concerned with what things are in themselves, right? Like this is a thing I talk about on this channel all the time. Like when we're talking about objective truth, we have to be very precise about what we mean. Do we mean some transcendent objective thing that's separate from us, or do we mean what is objective to us in our experience, which wouldn't be the same thing that is objective to the person standing next to me, that's in in their experience. If matter has an intrinsic nature that physics leaves unspecified, then there's conceptual space to locate consciousness there. Right, so I would say that this premise is already lost. But we can cover it. Like, this is a much more difficult thing to... Actually, no, we can actually get through that. Because we do actually go into a basis of understanding and beliefs. But I don't know if we do it as in-depth enough to make a strong argument against this very view. But if people are upset, this is if the video blows up and people are upset that this isn't included, then I will make a second video and we will go even crazier into this stuff. And yeah, all of this is just going to be an advertisement for the document, so we'll be chilling. All right, matter's intrinsic nature is unknowable from physics alone, but we do know one intrinsic property directly, our own experience. But once again, just like how we don't experience the physical world directly, we don't understand our consciousness in its entirety. Like we have a conceptual understanding of what our conscious state is. So even when we're paying attention to our consciousness, and this is what I actually do now make clear here. Even when we do pay attention to our consciousness, we are already biased, pre-steered based on this conceptual understanding we have. So, you know, we are already primed by the fact that we have some understanding of what our consciousness is. So, you know, when we do mindful meditation and we focus on our breath, we have a lot of understanding that we don't even realize that's implicit of what our breath is. So like we can pay attention to a certain thing and we feel like, we know what's going on here. This is the in, this is the out. So there is still a necessary aspect of some lens that we're putting on. This is some interpretive lens on the experience. To experience consciousness in its raw form is unintelligible. Like it's just not something we do or can do. So instead of saying consciousness arises from non-conscious matter, Goff flips it. Maybe matter was never non-conscious to begin with. Okay. From intrinsic nature to panpsychism, given the above, physics gives structure without substance. Consciousness is a kind of intrinsic property. Therefore, perhaps the intrinsic nature of matter is proto-experiential. That is panpsychism in a nut. Okay, so I guess another thing to point out, just before I get worked up on this, is this isn't the direction that Alex goes in the video. So it's really not important to really go deep into this, but this is another reason why it is nice that we do go crazy mode and we go deep into the basis of understanding and beliefs. Because if anyone were to point out that there is this type of argument, we have the basis to defend against it, or to assault it. Literally, we don't have to be in the defense at all. Does Goff's account cover the filter theory? Not really, at least not directly. Panpsychism says every bit of matter has some tiny spark of consciousness. A brain being a vast organized system gives rise to the complex consciousness we know. So when it says that when you say that this is a philosophical argument, do you mean that it doesn't provide any empirical evidence? Is it simply a semantic, I don't want to say trick. A semantic exercise. And then what was the second thing? Does Goff's account... Okay, yeah. And then this says no. So we probably don't even need Goff's. Given that Alex doesn't talk about panpsychism in the way that Goff does, I think we only need to reference Aldous Huxley and James. William James. 2 first names? Can't trust it. All right. If you want one reference that packages these ideas, unfortunately, no single text gives that. Okay, right. But we will probably just go for those 2. But we do want, do we want one other? Oh, look at this. Being you. We gotta find that one. Being you. A new science of consciousness, accessible synthesis, linking predictive models, and embodied awareness. Ooh. Okay. How does that compare to DiMaggio's most recent book, which was Feeling and Knowing, Making Minds Conscious? Hey, what is this? What is this? Natural intelligence. What it is, how it is made, and why it matters. Can I pre-order this thing right now? Friday, 11 September 2026. That's a long time away. All right, maybe I shouldn't do that. Okay. We want to find this, though. This is going to be some good stuff, perhaps. Yeah, okay. How does DiMaggio's Feeling and Knowing compare to Anil Seth's Being You? Was there another thing here? Summary. Yeah, no. Okay, excellent. You're asking questions. All right. What it means that Goff's argument is philosophical, not empirical. Yes, when I say that Goff's argument is philosophical, I mean it is not grounded in empirical evidence in the scientific sense. He doesn't make testable predictions, cite experimental data, or describe a measurable mechanism. Instead, he offers a conceptual analysis of what our physical theories say and what they leave out. So I gotta disqualify him from everything. So it's not semantic in the trivial sense of wordplay, but it is an argument from conceptual necessity rather than observation. He's asking, given what physics actually tells us, so I would argue that he probably isn't deriving appropriate implications from physics, and given what we directly know about consciousness, and I would argue that he's not making the right implications about this either, that when we say, obviously consciousness is real, what does that mean? What is the most coherent metaphysical picture of the world? Okay. We don't have to go to, I'm not going to restate everything. All right, you're correct that Alex O'Connor doesn't use Goff's intrinsic nature argument or analytic vocabulary. Alex's presentation of panpsychism and the filter idea aligns much more closely with Huxley's and James's lineage, which is introspective, mystically or phenomenologically motivated, focused on the quality of conscious experience rather than the metaphysical one, logic. So in your video essay, Huxley and James are the right citations. Huxley for the modern, cultural, and psychedelic interpretation. James for the original. All right. We need those. So wait, James, Huxley. Can you give me the citations for James and Huxley's books? All right, how Damasio's feeling and knowing compares to Anil Seth's being you, because I'm gonna have to read both of these, I think, unless it actually depends on what this says. This is an excellent comparison. Both are modern neuroscientifically grounded theories of consciousness, but they differ in level of abstraction and explanatory focus. Let's outline their core ideas side by side. The core thesis of feeling and knowing. Consciousness arises from the feeling of the body's internal state, homeostasis, combined with higher level representational processes. So this is very similar. Also, if I just read The Strange Order of Things, how important is it that I read Feeling and Knowing? How much new science or perspective would it add to my understanding? Being you, consciousness is the brain's best prediction of what's going on, especially within the body under the predictive processing framework. Speaking my language here. So they're both involved with homeostasis, by the way. Predictive processing still applies under the homeostatic model, and vice versa. So computational emphasizes prediction, error, minimization, Bayesian inference, and perceptual models. Philosophical stance, functional constructivism. Consciousness is a controlled hallucination generated by predictive models of sensory inputs. So it's almost not important that the controlled hallucination is predictive or not for this discussion, but it is. Focused on the perceptual aspect, how the brain constructs reality. Moderate metaphysical ambition. Seth explicitly links his model to the hard problem and argues it dissolves rather than solves it. Right. Yeah. So we might want to, that might be a good account to actually include here. What do you mean that Seth's model dissolves the hard problem of consciousness? Okay, we should take a break though after I just enter this and then come back if we have extra time, which we should. It's only 7:20. Through probabilistic okay, opposes, right, the brain simulates experience through probabilistic modeling. There's no universal mind. Brain creates conscious. Okay, minimal. Damasio wants a biological explanation out of metaphysical one. Focuses on feelings aspect of experience. Philosophical stance, embodied biological realism. Consciousness is what it feels like for homeostasis to know itself. So this is, and not, yeah, like, once we get into predictive territory, then it's less about what the current, or I mean, there's still the current physiological space, or state, but you know, there's a lot more about the predictive aspect of like what it will be and what our safety will be and all that, what we should be doing going into the future. Okay, I think I'm following. So this is already so maybe this is actually the book that we want to use for predictive processing. Maybe. Anil Seth's being you. Predictive processing. Okay. Lovely. Stylistically, feeling and knowing is more philosophically grounded in biology. Being you is more philosophically grounded in cognitive science. They're highly complementary. If your goal is to contrast metaphysical speculation with empirically grounded theory, pairing Huxley James against that makes an elegant structure. Okay. How you might use this in your essay. Okay. I think this is jumping ahead. It's going farther than it needs to. All right. The higher dose microcurrent body sculptor. Red light masks, gua sha, and microcurrent devices are popular home facial treatments, and now higher dose has put them all together into one device for the body. Launched in June, the crescent-shaped handheld device, when rubbed over legs, abs, and more, supports lymphatic drainage, muscle recovery, and improved blood flow, with the goal of achieving a smoother, more toned appearance, according to the company. We want to create something you'd actually reach for every day, a tool that feels like a spa-like, but uses serious science to help people reconnect with their bodies. All right, we'll be the judge of that. But this is, I'm giving this one a W. This is an interesting one. Let's get to the next one. Randomly picked. All right, here we go. The Kohler and Remedy Place ice bath. Ice bathing can improve circulation, decrease inflammation, and hasten muscle recovery. There are mental perks as well, says Huston. Can I see the picture if I do this? Kind of. Yeah, this is still nicer. Says Kohler's senior wellness product manager. The mindset of pushing your body to extreme cold, he says, facilitates resiliency. Steady bathing is part of the process. At a temperature as cold as 39 degrees Fahrenheit, Kohler's $20,500 ice bath offers timed lights to keep respiration on track as users bask in a sleek, minimalist design that Sprang says multiple builders are already designing rooms around before the product's planned launch in November. All right. So I'm going to have to cut this one out just because it's way too expensive. I did not message the guy. So we can also do that. I'm doing random clicks though. I'm just kind of finding one and then clicking. Manta Sound Sleep Mask. The new version of Manta Sound Sleep Mask is lighter, thinner, and more comfortable than its predecessor, combining the company's proprietary full blackout side sleeper-friendly C-shaped eye cup design with built-in Bluetooth speakers over the ears. So I guess that's why it's called a sound sleep mask. The mask lets users doze off to music, white noise meditation apps, or podcasts. All right, so I'm going to cut this one. I don't think I would ever go for this. Yeah, that was an ice bath. Well, the thing is, like, it's gonna keep it the same temperature without any ice. Like, this would be ideal. Obviously, it's incredibly expensive, but to like press a button and for it to get to the exact right temperature is just insane. And like, I would want to know that it's the same temperature every day. I would probably be a wimp, and I would like start at like 60 and then go down. I would have to work towards getting to like 39, and I wouldn't just go there. Who would want that except a deranged billionaire or something? Well, it's really incredible for you. Like, ice baths are kind of cracked. Not just for all the like the obvious physical stuff. So like muscles and whatnot, but it's particularly amazing for your emotional regulation for the rest of the day, like the amount of dopamine that your dopamine tolerance, like it's a TikTok reversal device essentially. All right, let's cut that. Let's cut this. Let's go right here. What do we got? We've got the Bold Hue Starter Kit, a foundational printer for all skin tones. Oh, so this is beauty products. I don't even know what this is, but I was thinking might as well start looking for gift ideas. It was this desire for complete representation that inspired the company's foundational printer. The counter device scans your skin to create a custom shade in under 1 minute. Yo, what? It's a makeup printer? That's actually incredible. For complete representation. This has got to be incredibly expensive. And when I say that, I mean more expensive than I would expect. $300. Crazy. And you have to buy the ink, essentially. So I'm going to have to cut this one out. It's not winning the invention of the year. Or we should do that. We should do an invention of the year. I think the thing with ice baths is that when you plunge in and out of freezing water, your body's obviously going to feel good, mainly for getting out of the freezing cold water. It's like the poisonous frog thing they do in the Brazil Amazon rainforest or whatever. Yeah, I think there's a lot of empirical evidence, though. I think we know that it has a ton of really positive effects. I mean, maybe Huberman was just lying to me, or wherever else I've heard stuff. But I think ice baths are pretty grounded science, as unfortunate as that is. All right, let's go up here. What do we got? Soundcore Rave S3, an on-demand karaoke. Speaker transforms any tune into a karaoke backing track. It distinguishes itself with AI vocal removal technology, which allows for lowering or nixing vocals so partygoers can belt their song of choice from Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and more on demand. It also includes 2 wireless mics, a guitar input, a 6.5-inch woofer, so that's the woofer, and then 3 2.5-inch full-range speakers, and 8 light. Okay, this is actually pretty sweet, honestly. How much is this? Ooh, that's kind of crazy. But 4.5 is not bad. Oh, and it's big. Wow. Well, an MD at Harvard says the evidence is inconclusive currently. Okay, well, if that's the case, then, I mean, yeah, before I actually put it in the document, I'm going to have to give it the full once over. But we will see. I'm pretty impressed by this one. But I do have to say that you could probably just get a speaker and then do this on a laptop and then just play it out of the speaker. So it's really not that crazy. So I'm actually cutting it from the list. All right, Benji Lock fingerprint padlock. Lost key, never again. Underneath its royal blue protective flap, Benji Lock's patented outdoor fingerprint padlock simply uses a biometric sensor. Fingerprints to unlock. There's no app. You're not able to try to hack it. Each USB rechargeable device can recognize 10 pre-programmed fingerprints. Okay. How much is this one going for? Yo. Oh, but that was the padlock that they were talking about. Oh, no. Oh, it was a Shark Tank one? Look at this. Buy now. Check back soon. Coming soon. Okay. Well, going to be honest, most of these inventions seem like inventions for the sake of inventing. Yeah, that is kind of true. Like none of like this isn't like incredible. It's just adding something onto something that already exists. So let's keep going. Was the fridge? All right, what do we got? Drio Turbo Poly fans. Oh, this is the one I didn't understand. A fan that follows you. Keeping cool is tricky. Fans are one weapon, but their dutiful oscillations don't always hit the spot. Drio's fan, which can be adjusted to stand from 39 to 44 inches high, has a millimeter wave radar sensor built in that tracks where people are in the room, adjusts its airflow towards the individual. So, okay, it doesn't move, but it just rotates towards the individual. Oh, okay. How much are we going for? 116. That's not too bad. But this is really not a big issue, I don't think. And they're advertising it in a way where you could just shoot it at the top. All right. We're cutting it. What do we got? Provello bikes Zulu 1 and Zulu 2. Gone are chunky kids bikes of yore. We've got 2 lightweight trail bikes engineered for kids ages 3 to 6. They got a major upgrade with the patent pending balance tech system, which allows for switching between a balance bike and a pedal bike in minutes. What does that mean? All without additional tools. What is a balance bike? Is that the one where... Yeah, wait, what is a balance bike? What are we going for? $650. A kiddie bike versus the normal. That's what they mean. Oh. When they say... You're saying switching between a balance and a pedal bike? Like, which one's the... Or, like, what's the functional difference? All right, what happened here? You know what? I don't know if I want to spend too much time here. I don't think I'm getting any kids' bikes, so... aren't balance bikes those with the wheels at the back for kids? Oh, is that what it means? Like they're the training wheels? I was wondering if it meant like the types of bikes where you brake with the hand versus brake with your pedals. But I couldn't tell you. What do we got? Oh, here we go. The tennis robot. Tennis is a sport that can't be played alone unless you roll this robot onto the court with you. AceMate's rechargeable machine catches balls in its net and shoots one back. With full court coverage up to about 16 feet per second on all surface types, users can set the robot's returning speed and height via a companion phone app. All right, we got to watch this. We have to watch this now. Is this it? Come on. We got to see the robot. Oh, this is so great. Come on. This is what it's all about. I would have to see what people are saying in terms of how quick it can be, because I feel like if you're good enough, oh, here we go, then you wouldn't be able to hit this too hard. But I mean, I guess you could always hit it right to the thing. Oh, this would be so fun. Yeah, if it were faster. All right, what are we looking at though? $900 off. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. But in every video, there's a bunch of balls on the ground on the side of the court. It seems likely that it misses catches a lot, and it would be especially bad if you're hitting if you're hitting hard and not hitting directly towards it. Okay, it's not out yet. Oh, look at that. Wait a second. Are we... Okay, no, raised over. All right, Jesus. And the durability, because imagine you're top 1,000 tennis player, and yeah, it's not going to be able to get anything. This has got to be for people in like in the mid-range of skill. But this is so cool. This isn't too bad, actually. Do they tell us what the price is? Ooh. 1,600 down from 2,500. Not bad. But yeah, I don't think I would make that risk. I don't think I would take that risk. What do we got? Boston University's wireless MRI coils. MRI scans may soon leave costly, bulky hospital machines behind. Boston University researchers have built bendable wireless coil sensors that attach to the body and only cost $50. Nice. That insight could one day allow first responders using portable MRI to assess injuries on the spot. That's really, really cool. Not something we can buy, but yeah, that was probably one of the best ones they could find. All right, what do we got? A Cara AI sensor. Oh, I wanted to know what this was. More efficient ORs. Operating rooms. Okay, waste more than 2 hours a day on inefficiencies. We think of it as being akin to an air traffic controller for the operating room. The system installs directly in operating rooms, uses AI-powered thermal sensing to track surgeries, send real-time alerts to staff, and generate precise scheduling data to reclaim lost time. Okay, so this is not something we would get. This is cool, but it's from a university, so it's kind of something you'd expect. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the last one. Yep, that one was really cool. And yeah, it's none of these are commercial, but hopefully they just help out. Itself has a 3.537 billion endowment. That's insane. Oh no, wait a second. Okay, no, these are coming out. All right. I was hoping that it wasn't not going away there. Samsung the Frame Pro. I thought this was so cool. It tries to make technology less intrusive in your home, and it mounts with a customizable frame to mimic a gallery wall, blending in with framed photographs and artwork, and can display art from museum collections when asleep. It also has 4K resolution, a speedy 120 hertz refresh rate, and a slew of other tools that make it competitive with other smart TVs. But a sleek-looking television is no good if unsightly cables trail from its frame. This one, the wireless One Connect box can sit up to 30 feet away and beam signals to the TV. Wow. That's pretty crazy. A data collection frame. Does it say that it does that? Because that's no good. What are we looking at? Oh, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, in theory, it would be pretty cool. Yeah, so I guess the question is, how difficult would it be to just get these types of images on your normal TV? So we'll never know. All right, we got, these are the stylish swim goggles. They both resemble and act like aviator sunglasses. Users say the UV protection encourages them to keep the goggles on their face even out of the water, but they suction well in the pool, landing closer to the cheekbones than eye sockets for increased comfort. Instead, the usual rubber strap that pulls on hair, instead of the usual one, the Sunny G uses a gentler adjustable bungee cord based on the brand's popular kids goggle. Okay. The often sold out Sunny G's offer an okay. What are we looking at? 26, not bad. I might even consider this. This is something I would just throw in like a list somewhere, and then I would have to. Oh, these don't look great. How about these? I would go with the silver. Yeah. Currently unavailable. Crazy. So I'm going to just do one of these. Maybe I'll remember it in the future. Yeah, it's not a crazy invention. It just looks like more comfortable swim goggles. All right. Oh, I was actually about to hit it, so maybe we do this now. Okay. What are we doing here? Oh, this guy's not even active. Is it through chat? Is this how people message people now? I'm not sure. Is there any message system? Or is it through the chat? All right, I should have done that. Over here, let's just see. Yeah, another cool thing was I don't know who these guys are anymore, but these guys gave me motivation. I was on that break. It was one of those breaks of the streaming breaks. Yeah, I guess I really wasn't consistent. I didn't have a consistent schedule throughout this entire year and a half, but this was kind of cool. People asking when I was coming back. So how do I send a message though? It might be the chat. Some guy made a Game Boy emulator in a browser with OCaml. That's really cool. In a browser. Is it? I'm guessing that's not public at all. Someone would literally show up to the guy's house. I just want to look this up. Did Reddit get rid of its messaging system? Is it only chat now? Yes, okay. Reddit chat will be replaced by Reddit chat in an effort to simplify and modernize messaging. Okay, that makes sense. Oh. Camel Boy. Oh, so this is something anyone can do. Oh, this is cool, yeah. Very nice. Have you ever felt like the following when learning a new program that you can write simple program statements, but you don't know how to write medium large scale code? You've studied advanced language features and have a rough understanding of how they work, but you don't know how to use them in practice? These were exactly my thoughts when I started to study OCaml seriously a few months ago. I understood the basics of the language by reading books and implementing simple algorithms, but the above two don't know don't knows prevented me from feeling like I could really write OCaml. I knew that the only way to get out of this situation was practice. So I started looking for a project to work on. I don't think this answers the question. Yeah, I don't think that answered the question. I think it implied the answer. The answer was, this is just what I was trying to learn. But the question's a little, like, the question is, why did I implement it, or why did you implement it? And all right, what do we got here? Oh, we can literally play right here. Oh, that's cool. The bouncing ball. Am I allowed to leave? Okay. That's fine. Oh, what a game. What a game. Oh, I'm terrible. This is pretty cool. Is this an actual game? I gotta imagine so. Oh, look at that. All right. And then it's open source. That's awesome. Goals and non-goals. Goals playable in browser of middle tier, high tier mobile devices. Readable, maintainable code that follows OCaml's best practices. That's really cool. There are multiple games too on the bottom. He gave a talk. Wow. That is really cool. 2022. All right. Hey, North Structure. We just found your post on the JP subreddit. Shouting out. Shouting out, yeah. Shouting out. My channel /doc. Not sure if you're still following along, but I appreciate the interest. I should probably do this. Prospect of messaging this guy who promoted you on the Jordan Peterson subreddit and is asking if there will ever be a Shrek 5 is hilarious. Oh, wait, is that what this guy asked? Oh, will there be a Shrek 5? That's so random. So I guess he's usually in... Yeah, what is this guy about? Objectivism? At the time you posted that, the document was certainly... What do people say? In array? No. In disarray. Yeah. But I managed to finally finish a rough draft of part 1. Science, philosophy of experience over the summer. I don't know what else to say. This guy's such an enigma. Objectivism? What is objectivism all about? Philosophical system found Ayn Rand that holds that reality is objective and absolute and that reason is the only means of knowledge. Man. Maybe I should rethink this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know what else is it. What else should I be saying here? We could thank them and then just point out what we've done. I think that's pretty much it. And then I'm going to probably just copy this message and send pretty much the same thing. I'll just do a smiley face. That's probably good enough. Boom. Wonderful. This guy doesn't deserve the smiley face, though. All right. We got that one. Oh, no. Our boy is gone. That's unfortunate. Well, I guess we're only sending this to one person. That was unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that I would ask him or if I still need an editor. They got yeah, they got him for speaking out. Maybe that was my doing. I don't know. What happened here? We've got the body sculpture. Okay. So let's get back over here. We've got infrared hair dryer. So this I feel like is a big contender for a gift idea. Depending on what we're talking. Oh, that's terrible. $500. I can't do that. This is really cool though, but I think I'm gonna skip past that one. He did have a particularly trollish demeanor to him, certainly. Yep. Oh, we got the Carapod coffee from thin air. No need to refill this coffee maker's water reservoir each day to support the daily habit. The machine can pull 1 gallon of water a day out of thin air. Yo, what? That's crazy. Spent 2 years miniaturizing its patented air-to-water technology to develop counter. So it's a dehumidifier and a coffee maker. And I think it uses pods. Are these a different type of pod? Or are these like to develop the countertop product, which dispenses mineralized water and can use either Kara's own biodegradable coffee pods or Nespresso compatible pods to make coffee. It's not cheap, but even with operating costs factored in, CEO and founder Cody says Carapod still offers savings. All right. I can't buy this because it's going to be a ridiculous cost. But this is one of the coolest things. It's like in terms of functionality, I think this is terrible. Like I don't know why we would need this. Like just fill up your thing every day. But this is just like the idea of this being made is crazy. Do we have a money value here? 400? It's not bad. All right, that's on the list. Oh, it's a Kickstarter. Not the best interface on this touchscreen though. Yeah, I'm curious. Does the water have to be filtered? So I'm not sure. That coffee is going to taste subpar. Right. Just use a French press or get an actual espresso machine or a mocha pot. How much is it? It was 400, I think. What's going on here? Why is it showing the water going up in there? Isn't it going in through the side? All right, I'm a little unimpressed by this marketing that we're getting. So between that, the interface, and the fact that this would, I don't know who's getting this. I'm gonna cut it from the list. For $400 and a bunch of pods, that's not worth it. Yeah. All right, we got Belkin Stage Power Grip. So this is probably gonna be cool. This handy smartphone accessory does double duty while magnetically attached to a smartphone. It's a backup battery that can wirelessly recharge phones and other devices via retractable cable and USB port. And it's a content creation tool, mimicking the shape of an old school camera to make it easier to point and shoot. Oh, I see. That's funny. And with a big Bluetooth enabled shutter button, it's made for it's made for content creators on the go. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna probably cut it because it's just a glorified charger, but that is kind of funny and neat. I'm surprised this one even won the award here. This is useful. The actual useful inventions are like 10% of the full list, right? Were you saying this one's useful? Yeah, I mean, I guess it is cool to be able to hold it like that, but I think with the new phones, they've got that button that actually now allows you to hold it either way and be able to actually take a picture. Granted, if you have an iPhone. So maybe for the non-iPhone people. Okay. What do we got? AirPods 3. Okay, AirPods 3 Pro is already going to win. It's automatic winning. I haven't gotten them yet, but I will at some point. Everything I've heard about these are amazing. It's not the translation that I really care about, but it's the active noise cancellation has increased, and the shape has changed to fit in ears better and not fall out. And it's waterproof now. Like, these are all upgrades that I think are good, and it's pretty cheap, right? $250. I don't know if that's actually cheap compared to others, but all right. We got Rally Orbital Massager. When a bizarre DIY wellness hack using car buffers to treat muscle pain eased his dad's myalgia. Rally co-founder John Benjamin envisioned a new recovery tool. The best game in town was a percussive therapy gun, he says, but Olympic athletes were lugging car buffers into training rooms. Partnering with sports doctors, pro trainers, and the engineering firm, secured 9 patents to refine the... Okay, so we got to see what's going on in terms of price and how this actually looks. $250 is pretty steep. I'm gonna keep it real. I don't know if you've had AirPods, but I feel like they're worth even more than that. Maybe I'm just crazy, but they're just so nice to use. Perhaps only with Apple products. I'm not sure, but it's like a huge game changer. All right, their website doesn't work. Maybe we'll just keep it like that for a bit. Athena AI Coach. The company created AI Coach, the latest version of which debuted with elementary school math teachers in September. They can record and upload their lessons, and then the platform analyzes audio and video and offers time-stamped feedback, detailing opportunities for improvement. Okay. Is to give teachers clarity on how to grow, the confidence to try new strategies, and support to keep moving. This is really cool, but it is just a software service at the end of the day, so I don't know. I mean, I guess that counts. I'm noticing the impact of leaving more wait time. Once again, you could also just transcribe your thing and you could just give it to Gemini. But this is pretty sweet. All right, Rally has been disqualified for having a site that doesn't load. We've got Camp Snap. Nostalgic for childhood summers, taking photos without filters. Oh, so this was a screen-free digital camera. So this is pretty cool, though. It's a little gimmicky. So this is gonna allow, okay, USB-C. So you don't ever see it until. So this is like a cool gimmick idea. I'm just curious, what are we looking at? We want the core camera, pro camera. $70. This is pretty neat. I don't know if this is I don't think this is invention of the year worthy, but it's potentially gift worthy. So I'm gonna keep it there. If it isn't like $200, yeah. All right. Leafy Pod. Oh, the plant nanny. With Leafy Pod, the only green thumb you need is for tapping on your phone. The sleek, smart planter has 4 AI sensors that monitor temperature, humidity, light levels, and soil moisture, all accessed via its companion app. But what truly sets it apart is its adaptive self-watering system. Over time, a Leafy Pod automatically adjusts how much water is dispensed based on a plant's response to its environment. Humans have long talked to their plants. This says now plants can finally chat back. This is really cool. I'm a little worried about how small it is. Like it's very limiting to what kind of plants you could have in here. Now, what would be really cool is the coffee maker dehumidifier technology with a plant watering system, so that you never actually have to water it or fill up the watering system. Like it'll always just, you have got to be kidding me. Something that literally just takes the water out of the air, and it doesn't matter if it's filtered or not, and it just gives it to the plant. That would be really cool. But I don't know if that, like, does dehumidifying also mess with the plant, or does it just need the water in its soil? I'm not sure. What are we looking at? What are we looking at? 150? That's kind of high. That is kind of high for as large as this plant's going to be. I feel like this is for someone who's terrible at keeping plants alive and really loves plants. Time Magazine. What truly sets it apart is its adaptive self-watering system. Over time, a Leafy Pod automatically adjusts how much water it dispenses based on a plant's response to its environment. I'm curious if people do see that, oh, like this thing does work. Oh, okay, no, this is the 5-pack. Okay. I honestly wonder how they ever got investors to invest in this. I mean, I think there's some people that are crazy about their plant growth. But yeah, I don't know, this is insane to me. What do we got? Okay, so this is one that I couldn't understand. A powerful travel-sized dryer. The discomfort of squelchy wet socks or damp gear can be an off-putting problem during outdoor sports, but travel-sized dryer, which can be used on boats, gear, and hair. Oh, on boots, gear, and hair, offers solace. The dryer with adjustable heat settings pushes out air at more than 60 miles per hour through its 105,000 RPM fan and comes with interchangeable nozzles. What is happening here? Yeah, like, what is the, like, I'm curious how it looks. Oh, here we go. Yeah. That's great.
Hedgehog Dryer delivers world's fastest dryers for shoes, gloves, and gear. Now introducing Hedgehog Go, the world's first dual-purpose portable dryer designed for active people. It's compact, lightweight, and so powerful that it dries your gear in minutes. Dry your boots, shoes, gloves, and even your hair wherever you are. Perfect for travel, outdoor adventures, and on-the-go needs. This compact, lightweight device fits easily in your bag, offering rapid, reliable drying when you need it the most. Built with Hedgehog's powerful drying technology with multiple adapters and settings. No more waiting for that slow hotel hairdryer. Hedgehog Go also has adjustable heat and airspeed, perfect for quick drying of delicate materials like leather and other sensitive gear. Take your adventure further with Hedgehog Go. Back us today.
I'm curious how effective it is compared to other dryers. What do we got for price? What's going on here? What is this? This is like $150 probably. A little more. Okay, 170. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's cool that it can do the double. It's cool that it's got. Yeah, you know, it's a cool thing. It's a cool creation here. This is also useful when you step into the bathroom with socks on and the entire floor decides to turn into the Atlantic Ocean. Right. Yeah, usually at that point it's like, all right, we just got to get new socks. Those are done. But yeah, no, this would be pretty sweet. I don't know if it's I don't know if it apply, or I don't know if it's worthy of competing here. And I don't think it's going to be gettable. So I might cut it here, but I do like that one. That's pretty neat. We got the Aero Cat Tower. Oh, this one I'm sending to my friend because this is actually pretty funny. I think my friend is allergic to a cat, and he's going out with someone that really loves cats. So we have to keep that one. Yo, Dom, what's good? How are we doing today? We are doing mighty fine. We're reading through these. Chillin', bro, midday. We're just looking through these inventions. Trying to pick out an invention of the year. Science Lab 3 memory error. If you took so sense to boost cognition. Okay, I'm gonna disqualify this one very shortly. If you took a deep breath now, you probably wouldn't smell anything. A neurobiology professor and developer of memory error. Leon calls out current environment an odor desert and claims it's hurting our brains. Leon and colleagues have published studies showing older adults' brain activity and memory improves significantly when exposed to different odors at night, a result of the direct superhighway from our olfactory systems to our brain's memory centers, he says. Memory error, which cycles through 40 different scents nightly, like orange or eucalyptus, even showed improvements in dementia patients. All right, I've changed my tune. This is pretty sweet. How does it get 40 different scents within this thing? How are we doing that? Whoa, okay. It's pretty expensive though. So I might chalk this one up to be a pretty cool, except we're not going to be getting this one. How does this work? Scent belt. That's what's belt is included free for the first month. Oh, it's a no way. That's what's going on here. It's a monthly subscription. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Wow. All right, maybe I am disqualifying this one. One time I fell asleep to a movie of John's Gospel and dreamt that I was following Jesus around all night. Those papers need to be looked over. Those papers. Which papers are we talking? Are we talking the science? The research paper. Okay. Yeah, what would they have? Press and resources? Do we have... No, this is probably just a Oh, no, this is I thought this was I mean, this is an external thing, right? This isn't the company. This is not bad. I'd have to look into them deeper, but this does seem somewhat promising. Is it all this one university, though? 'Cause that's a little odd. Little suspect. All right, Kozila. Oh, Kozila Calendar 2. This is just cozy, right? Is a wall-mountable touchscreen hub displaying all the details day by day, color-coded by household member. Oh, that's really cool, actually. The second version of the device, which launched this year, includes an AI assistant enabling voice commands. The device can sync up to 8 calendars. How big is this and how much? That's a lot of money. I don't know if that's worth. But it is cool to have your like whole family's calendar and schedule system on a single display, though. That might be pretty annoying. I mean, you could still use it through your phone, so maybe it wouldn't be, but nothing to do there. This guy, I think. Can we make something like this? I'm sorry, who's this guy? What's his neurobiology and behavior? Yeah, what was he up to? Oh, can't you make something like this with the pie? Oh, you're saying the scheduling system. Yeah, I think it's just the fact they have the hardware and the software. You could probably do something with another like other software. But I remember the main propagator of Yoga Nidra said he would dictate books to this guy in his sleep and then eventually he memorized them completely. Nice. Science Lab 3 Memory Air. This is the guy. Oh, this is the guy who did that? I see. Okay, well, he seems pretty legit. Oh, I see. But I'd have to see. Maybe he's got some incentives. Maybe there's something going on under the scenes, behind the scenes. Squirrel AI, intelligent adaptive learning system. a large adaptive model, a combination of education-specific AI systems trained and evaluated by human educators and students in pre-K through 12th grade. Been educating more than 24 million students in China. Unlike other AI learning tools that partner with schools, Squirrel operates its own learning centers that use AI to personalize each student's lesson plan and testing. The company's extension may be buoyed in part by a severe shortage of teachers. Okay, this is cool. Personalized AI plans for kids. All right. Garmin Index Sleep Monitor. Wrist-worn sleep tracking device can be uncomfortable to wear overnight. This monitor takes a different track. So I'd have to see how good the sleep data actually is. This it's smart wake alarm, gently wakes. Okay, that's cool. It tracks sleep stages, heart rate variability, breathing variations, and skin temperature. All right, so this is pretty usual for a sleep tracker. I guess it's somewhat expensive. But given that some of these other products do more than one thing, yeah, I don't know. All right, next one. The Ulike Air 10. This is the laser hair removal one. And while generally considered safe, both in office and at home, treatments can cause irritation. This is the first at-home intense pulsed light device to incorporate proprietary cooling technology that maintains a contact temperature of 65 degrees Fahrenheit, reducing painful side effects for even sensitive skin types. The device, built on skin sensor, also detects different skin tones and adjusts the intensity for each pulse accordingly. This is pretty sweet, but this is not giftable, and it's quite expensive. Oh, look at that. I could use it for a mustache and beard. Wow. All right, well. Infinite Machine Alto. There's now a dizzying... We have to watch a video of this one. The futuristic Alto combines features of all three, the mopeds, e-bikes, and scooters in one slick design. Let's see it. 3,500. All right. So what do we got? Built for bike lane. That's huge. I didn't realize it was that big. What else is it built for? Power when you need it. Oh. It's got a security system built in there. Well, pretty sweet, but quite expensive. Oh, I see. You could. It's electric and you could just ride it. I don't know if it's going to be the most comfortable ride though. I'm not buying a glorified moped. Yeah. Agreed. We got the Nothing headphone. One. High-end headphones tend to be made of lightweight plastics and neutral colors. This one eschews this mass market logic with its Headphone One over-ear headphones with rectangular... Okay. With rectangular translucent ear cups and metal components. Sounds superb. So what's so special about this? Describes Nothing's design aesthetic as retro-futuristic engineering meets human warmth. This is very odd looking, honestly. But maybe I feel like this is the only way you'd be able to pull it off. I'd probably go with black. 6 mics. This would have to be, I mean, it would have to be incredible sound for me to go for this. One, like there's going to be a 2. Yeah, I'm curious why this got up there. This is very odd to me. It's just normal headphones that are shaped differently. So let's cut that one. We've got, yo, this is where it's all at. This is what we've been waiting for. The world's most popular fruit grows less so when it becomes brown and mushy. To extend shelf life and reduce food waste, scientists introduced the first non-browning banana this year. The banana, made using precision gene editing techniques, stays fresh at least 12 hours after peeling. What? And doesn't brown as easily. So it's still going to go bad, but it just doesn't go bad as quickly. CEO says they're also working on bananas that stay greener longer and are resistant to fungal disease wreaking havoc across plantations. All right, this is really cool. I don't think this is something that you'd buy separately. I'd imagine if this got popularized, it would just take over the farming space. But this is pretty sweet. I'm gonna keep this up here as it's just funny, but it's also it's also pretty cool for a lot of people. All right, what do we got here? This is bone conduction headphones. Right, so they're out of the ear. Yeah, it's kind of like the temple, which keep the ear canal open so listeners can enjoy music while staying aware of their surroundings. But the trade-off has historically been audio quality, especially bass. This solves a long-standing problem of having to compromise either situational awareness or immersive audio. The standout feature is the brand's new dual-pitch technology, which combines bone conduction for crisp mids and highs with air conduction for richer lows. Air conduction, what does that mean? Let's figure that one out. What would this mean? Specifically, the air conduction. Air conduction refers to sound transmission through the air the same way we normally hear sound from speakers or headphones. Let's break it down clearly. So bone conduction works by sending vibrations through your skull bones directly to your inner ear. It bypasses the eardrum entirely. But air conduction, by contrast, works through the air. Sound waves travel from a speaker or transducer through the air and enter your ear canal, vibrating the eardrum in the normal way. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is one of those ones you kind of have to try them out. I might not include it here. I mean, if people say that this is incredible, then that would be cool. Moonbird Moon Buddy. Oh yes. Though designed for adults, it often ended up in the hands of customers' children. The Bros sibling made a few kid-friendly adjustments, and Moon Buddy was born. Oh, Moonbird. So we should just look for the adult one. Shaped like a variety of cute animals, the screen-free device simply expands and contracts in hand, allowing children to sync their breath, an intuitive tactile process that helps them relax, focus, and fall asleep. This is really cool. I really like this idea. We got Barry and we got BB. I think I'm more of a Barry guy, not gonna lie. Oh, BB's pretty cute though. All right, well, what does the adult one look like? Do I watch sports? I never watch sports like religiously. I enjoy watching usually like the best play at something. So usually I'll watch like like a playoffs of something, usually it would be either basketball or football. I think I'm most interested in basketball, but I never watch it. Like it's more like I'm really interested in watching highlights of basketball because there's so much skill expression. Like I just love seeing people doing really cool stuff. Like with baseball, skill expression is it's there, but it's usually like, I mean, it's getting like a hit or something, or it's fielding. Like the fielding ones I find more compelling, but they're always like separated. You know, it's far and few in between. Muggsy Bogues play. I have not. Is that football? The best NBA player of all time without. Oh, okay, never mind. That's the best NBA player of all time without a doubt. That's pretty controversial, right? Yeah, I also only started watching like NBA stuff, I don't know, a few years ago, so I'm not that deep in there. Yeah, I think it's somewhat of a bummer, sports that cover people's faces. So like, football, it's not as personable. I don't care what anyone says. He's one of the best at the very least. Fair enough. All right, this is pretty cool. $99 though is pretty steep for something that literally just breathes, and only has 4 breathing patterns. But what about their moonbirds? Oh, these don't even have these don't even look like anything. I think I would just get the moon buddy. Oh, but this allows you to go pretty. Oh, this is cool. I'm guessing there's more. When the device expands, you breathe in. Yep. I would really like this as a meditative tool. It's just unfortunate that it's so expensive. I couldn't justify this at all. All right. I don't know if we're going to be able to do all these tonight. I think we have more than half. Oslo Sleep Buds, self-adjusting sleep system. Most sleep gadgets just track slumber. These tiny, squishy Bluetooth earbuds are smarter, adjusting to your sleep. You can listen to audiobooks or playlists until accelerometers in the buds detect you've dozed off. Then they pivot to noise cancellation and the charging case filled with noise, temperature, and light sensors logs how you sleep. Where's the charging case? Offering recommendations for change. We maximize the charging case to do more than just charge. Where does it go? How does this charging case work? So in theory, this is pretty sweet. But that's a huge charging case. How's this detecting? Your sleep. They're not even advertising this in the pictures. I don't know. I don't think that functionality is worth all that money. So I'm going to cut it. We got, what were these? Treating pain has long been a challenge. Over-the-counter treatments often don't do enough, while opioids block pain signals but can be extremely addictive. Vertex broke those barriers with Journavex, the first non-opioid prescription painkiller in more than 2 decades, earning FDA approval in January. The drug targets one of multiple sodium channels that is involved in regulating pain neurons in tissues throughout the body, but not in the brain, which allows it to avoid the habit-forming risk of opioids. Nice. Pain affects everywhere. It's an incredibly important disease area where we thought we could make a big difference. Okay. This is really cool. It's not commercial. It's not commercial. But I'm putting this in the list. This is like kind of incredible. Maybe we gotta look out and see how good it is actually. FDA approved is good. Hopeful for this one. Yeah, that's incredible. If people say that it's as good as it sounds, then that's pretty great as far as I'm concerned. Power Beyond Vulture One, portable weight training. The Vulture One shrinks a weight room into a portable shoe-size box device, making strength training accessible without a gym. Once mounted to a squat rack, wall, or other sturdy anchor point, an internal motor can generate up to 200 pounds of resistance through an 8.5 feet cable. So you'd have to buy 2 of these, right? For a lot of exercises. And then, yeah, you've got that. Okay, to imitate resistance bands or traditional weights. Oh, that's really cool. Toggle between different strength training models. Battery power smart device can adjust in real time to make each rep harder or easier based on how much force you use. All right, this is actually pretty sweet, but I'm guessing it costs like a ton. Yeah, but this is probably like, oh man, yeah, you would need 2 of these to do certain things. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, so how's it actually like connecting onto this? Oh, okay. That's pretty intuitive. You've got the band. He's got 2 things here. Is this a band or is this? Yeah, I don't think I would get this, but this is really cool. And perhaps this is a sign of gyms to come. I'm not sure. I just looked up the price of Vultra, man. Yeah, I mean, I think other workout equipment is usually this costly. Yeah, I am curious how much this costs to manufacture. It's highly software based. So, Telepathic Instruments Orchid ORC 300. So what's so special about this one? Tame Impala took making music one step further and made a new instrument. Parker's brainchild. The Orchid ORC 300 is a compact synthesizer with a single octave of keys that can fit in a backpack and lets players create complex chords with minimal music experience or technical dexterity. Why chords specifically? Every song's got to have chords, Parker says. They're the part that slows me down when I'm writing. Although there are plenty of tools to make songs sound polished, Parker says there aren't many things to help with the actual genesis of the song. So how much do you think these could be? Couple hundred? 650. Ayo. Can we see a video?
You might want to tell your sales department. They're missing a unit.
Orchid is ready for a tour of the cosmos. Oh, you've decided to play at E-flat minor 7. And guess what? That's totally cool. Play a G dominant 7 by selecting the major triad and minus... Oh, you've selected an F sharp 9. You've selected a... can temporarily override key mode at N. A sustained chord update. The Orchid now comes with twin...
I feel like I would just rather play the chord on a different synth. But the price is all right.
20 pre-loop dial to begin recording.
All right, here goes nothing.
As you record, a ring-shaped progress indicator will appear around the edge of the display, providing a visual...
This tool, though, might be good at learning chord progressions. Like if you don't have the memory of all the chord notes, then this would allow you to at least just learn what you could jump to at what time that would sound right in the moment. So maybe that would be cool. But I would probably prefer a more capable synth that allows like a little wider. We've got bath filter. What was this one? It's highly effective at disinfecting water supplies, but common chlorine levels found in the US and European water systems have been tied to elevated cancer risk. Many people use shower and tap filters, but this new bath faucet filter covers a relaxing soak as well, removing up to... Oh, I see that people use shower and tap, but this is a bath filter. Okay. I might just skip this one. I don't even know if... Are people still taking baths these days? I'm joking there, but... Yeah, I mean, this is probably a good thing to get if you are concerned about that, or if you test your water and it is high in chlorine. Crocillin trauma gel, simple solution to stop bleeding in seconds. Oh my gosh. Seconds matter when controlling blood loss after a traumatic injury. A plant-based gel physicians and first responders can apply to wounds through a pre-filled syringe that forms a mechanical barrier to quickly stop even severe bleeding and enable clotting. Compared to old-fashioned methods like stuffing gauze into wounds, applying pressure, or using tourniquets, says the gel simplifies the process drastically. The product received FDA clearance in 2024 and is now used in ambulances and hospitals nationwide. This is also really cool. Like, this is also incredible. It's probably saving lives. The Light Phone 3. Oh, this is funny. I quit my job because I don't see the point of making a new phone every 6 months, he says. Light makes minimalist devices. Its previous phones could do little more than make calls or texts with an e-ink display and multi-display battery life. Launched in April, the Light Phone 3 also pairs back functionality to minimize distractions, but has more of the features customers expect from a modern-day phone, including a camera, basic GPS navigation, 5G hotspot, and Yellow Pages-like directory, but no browser or social media apps. Yeah, probably not what I would want to go for. What would this cost? I think there are other e-ink phones. I would like an e-ink phone. That would be really cool. Anytime a business that isn't a clinical laboratory or something akin makes a wide-ranging or huge scientific claim, then it has to be met with scrutiny. Scrutiny. The Light Phone is cool, but if I remember correctly, it was pretty expensive for what it gives the user. Okay. What are we looking at? 600? 800? 700. All right. Right in between. Yeah, it is still quite a lot for what it's giving. I think there are... What was that other company? Oh, I literally just clicked on it. Nice. Nice. Remarkable does phones, right? Like, I would probably prefer... Oh, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. That's like a tablet. Oh. Maybe it does. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on here. Am I allowed to? Is this it? The Pro Move? No, this is just a small one. That's pretty good price-wise. Oh, I guess there is just these three. Pro and Remarkable 2. Remarkable is pretty expensive. Everything's just expensive, expensive, expensive. Yeah. See, there's no cheap way of getting like these e-ink screens, which I think just are so cool. I would much rather be reading on this thing, especially since I read at night. All right, what was the new one? Paper Pro? Oh, is that this? Our most advanced paper tablet. So this is new. Modern note takers have to dodge distracting apps and alerts on their tablets. The Paper Pro from Remarkable introduces a focus first canvas and an 11.8 inch e-ink screen that's capable of displaying 20,000 colors. The tablet is also thin. The 1.16 pound device boasts a 2-week battery life. Wow. Pretty cool. So what do we have? There's the Paper Pro and then the Paper Pro Move. And this is like the new line, I guess. This is like the Remarkable 2 was the old line. And I would probably go for this one so I could read. Just a larger reading view. Yeah. You know what? I probably won't get this because I do this every year. I look at Remarkable and I think, okay, it's just too much. But it is very cool. Screw the Remarkable. Buy a bunch of hand-bound, high-quality books from the Easton Press or Folio Society. Oh, what are we talking about here? Easton Press. Are these like actual books you're saying? Just buy the books? The issue is I want to be able to use PDFs. Not to say that I don't, ever get physical books, or not to say that, I'm procuring these PDFs in a slightly shady way, but I do like using PDFs, especially because I can highlight parts, like similar to how we were reading the affective neuroscience notes. Like I pretty much just highlight parts that I want to go back to. And unfortunately, I can't really do that easily with the physical books without ruining them. But I do like I like physical books for fiction for sure, because I won't be highlighting the fiction books. All right, we got Pentax 17. Fun film photos for a smartphone generator. It's the first major camera maker to release a new 33mm film camera in almost 2 decades. The Pentax is a half-frame camera, so users get 72 shots from a 36 exposure film, and its vertical orientation is ideally suited to a generation whose default camera is a smartphone. Okay, maybe I don't understand. I think I would need to like film more, or just the medium to care for this one. Can. Oh, this is it. The alcohol-free buzz. Can is capitalizing with an alternative social beverage to drinking alcohol. Oh, only 54% of Americans reported drinking alcohol in 2025. The smallest share in almost a century. That's really cool. An 8-ounce serving of its microdose cannabis drinkable. Contains 2 milligrams of THC and 4 milligrams of CBD, capturing the buzz people love with alcohol without the problematic stuff. All right, well, it's a slightly different type of buzz, but that's funny. They launched an Aperol Spritz inspired bottle to shake and a Naked Roadie, a flavorless liquid packet that can be mixed with other drinks. Wow. That's pretty funny. What are we looking at for price? Get scary, not scary high. Oh, this is just all. Can we just do the drinks here? We just need can. Whoa, wait a second. Okay, there's a 12 pack for 52. What is that per one? I don't want to do this math, but $4 a can? That's kind of expensive. I don't know, but then it's got the stuff in it, so that kind of seems in line. That seems, yeah, like CBD infused drinks. It seemed, oh, that and THC, so I think that price makes sense. It sounds normal. Oh, was this even what they were selling though? What's the other? What were the flavors they mentioned? There was the Aperol Spritz, and they said the Roadie. Oh, the Roadie's the one where you could just put it in anything. And that one, you're saving a ton of money. $3. And same amount, yeah. What was the Aperol Spritz? A Spritz bottle. Yo, that's so funny. Look at that. That's great. I'd love to get these as gifts, but my parents would not think this is funny. $4 a can is a bit more costly than usual, I think. How much is in a can? I think it's the same. It was the same amount as the Roadie, so it was 2 milligrams THC, 4 milligrams CBD. I actually don't know how much that is. I couldn't tell you. But yeah. All right, well, pretty funny. 237 milliliter is on the smaller side too. Yeah, that's why I think the Roadie would probably be better bang for your buck. All right, open evidence, spreading medical research. Open evidence is a lifeline to high-quality, peer-reviewed medical knowledge. The AI-powered search engine aggregates up-to-date guidance and clinical resources typically reserved for the nation's largest institutions. By giving verified U.S. healthcare professionals free access to the tool, the company sells nearly 40% of U.S. doctors, says nearly that, are using it. Is this something I can get on my phone? The original version of this story misstated the percentage of doctors open evidence says use its products. It's 40%, not 30%. Open evidence. Is there a consumer version? Can I do this? Oh. All right, let's do it. What evidence exists for is an FDA approved oral non-opioid analgesic indicated for the wait, what is this? Oh, indicated this is I feel like they got to use a comma. Indicated for the treatment of moderate to severe acute pain in adults. It's a highly selective blocker, or this is a highly, yeah, it's a highly selective blocker of the voltage gated sodium channel. All right. Efficacy was established in 2 randomized, double-blind, placebo, and active controlled trials. Recommended dosing. Would you like me to summarize? Oh, and then they give you references. This is really cool. Can I get up here? New visit. What does that mean? Download the app. Yo. All right. This is pretty sweet. I'm going to put that one to the side. Arsen Zip Trifold Projector, mini projector. From wallets to laptops, the key to portability is foldability. All right, well, let's see what's going on here. Patented Z-shaped design, Wi-Fi free screen mirroring, 0 latency autofocus, a full screen vertical mode, tailored for playing TikToks. And it's $280. It's got to look pretty damn good if that's what it's given it. Actually, this is a very bad ratio right now. 4.4 for 51 ratings. Yeah, that's a disqualifying. Yeah, it's just a glorified projector, I think. Aura Aspen, a digital frame for smartphone photographers. This is what we were talking about the other time. This is probably getting chucked out as well. All right, hoping to snapshot the good. He co-founded Aura, which known for its best-in-class digital picture frames. But this year, the company released its most versatile offering yet, an anti-glare matte screen, and can display in portrait and landscape modes. It's also remarkably slim. And how much are we looking for this? 220 or 230? It's not the worst. I wish it didn't have the frame. Oh wait, what is that? Auto on, off with sensors? Paper textured matte? Oh, this is just okay. Yeah, I don't like it how it's got the outline here. I prefer it didn't have that. But this is pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, frames in general. It's nothing too crazy though. My goodness, Twitter's first chief scientist. They're making it seem like it's some U.S. government federal department. Because I want to display the pictures I have on my phone in a frame. If only we had something to alleviate this problem we have. Yeah, like this doesn't seem like a new product at all. It's probably just, they're probably just putting it here because it's a good version of a new product. Yeah, actually, this is a very good rating too. So, oh wait, we can go different, right? That's a little bit nicer. Could we not do one where there's not much of a frame? I guess not. This one's pretty cool. That's literally what this is, right? Oh, it's larger. I would want to go for the larger one. Which leaves these two. Yeah, it would have to be this. But 280 is pretty high. I don't think I would do it for that much. This would be nice though if you had like friends over, you could always put on photos from certain playlists. Like you could prepare playlists for pictures just with that friend group. That would be cool. All right. How many more should I do before I switch over to Hades? If I do switch over to Hades, maybe we should just give Hades another day off. Spalding, TF-DNA, data-driven. Oh, I was so excited about this. To analyze players' performance at a granular level, the NBA uses a system called NOAA that outfits courts with cameras and sensors. The creators of the Spalding TF-DNA harness this ability inside a basketball. Extremely lightweight gyroscopes and accelerometers in the ball's bladders tell users their shooting, release angles, speeds, spin rates, and other pro level metrics through a smartphone app. And the subscription that also features NBA players' drills. All right, well, I'm a pretty big anti-subscription, so. Who's this? Which one's the NBA size? Probably the size 7. 250 is a lot, though. I was hoping it was just going to be dribbling. Yeah, you could, but the novelty of that would last about a minute or two. Yeah, I guess so. Let's be honest, how often do people have friends over? Ayo, that is true also. Yeah, my apartment's not the size for gatherings like that. We've got Savor Butter. Oh, lab-grown fats. Savor is making animal-free fats that chemically match the real stuff but have lower CO2 emissions, water use, and land use. All right, it behaves and tastes just like regular butter. What does behaves mean? Oh, I guess behave, like you could use it for cooking and stuff like that. This is pretty cool. I don't know if it's, I mean, I guess it's just for the environment. It's more environment, which is great, but I don't know. I'm gonna gut it here. I was more excited about the meat one. What do we got here? Multi-adaptive safety belt. 3-point safety belt. Oh, that was the, okay, 1959, the 3-point safety belt was patented. This year, his company built on that legacy. Its new adaptive restraint system customizes protection by, for example, by adjusting the amount of give in its belt, using data from interior and exterior sensors that monitor the wearer's height, weight, and sitting position, as well as the speed and direction of any crash. The safety belt will debut in, okay, this is really cool. And we can update its performance through over-the-air updates. That's always a little shady, but in theory, it's really cool. I think this is a finalist. People are out here eating. Oh, I'd never eat purely lab-grown food. Make people eat less and you'll solve the overconsumption leading to global warming thing. Yeah, for lab-grown food, I'm more concerned about animal suffering. People are out here eating 5 to 6 meals per day and calling everything except the usual 3 a little snack. Homeboy's downing 5,000 calories. Yeah, like if we can just get like lab-grown chicken, like that would be incredible. In terms of reducing suffering, that's just, you know, happening. And yeah, I don't know how do we get eggs though. Eggs is like eggs would be the hardest thing for me to give up. I don't know if I actually, well, Microcam X1 pocket microscope camera. Parents turn set to lure kids off couches in nature with a tool that rewards curiosity rather than screen time. What? It's just a camera? But just a durable, like, kid camera? Microscopic movies on palm-sized display. All right, what's happening here? $89. Oh, I see. Oh, this is really cool. I mean, I guess it is a glorified camera, but it's just like kid friendly. I'd be still worried they would just lose it or something. Lab grown anything would be great for a few years until a study comes out talking about all its negatives. Yeah, I mean, as long as the negatives are to us, I wouldn't care as much because whatever negatives there are, it's not affecting the same amount of suffering as the the chickens are facing. So I mean, granted, I don't think people are going to be that open to lab grown meat at all, but it would be nice to make that transition eventually. What was this Tagalog Trends dashboard? Nearly Paris-based fashion search engine Tagalog simplified the task with AI-powered trends. Oh, so this is telling us where trends are going. Can we see this right now? I have to register? Get a free demo? I feel like this type of stuff isn't actually guiding trends here. I don't know. This is probably just going to be a money sink. We've got... Oh, this is the one we couldn't figure out what was going on. For bacterial vaginosis. A landmark study demonstrated that although bacterial vaginosis only affects women, sexual contact plays a key role in transmission. So treating male partners prevents recurrence in women. Within a month, this company, Wisp, this is a different company than the I guess the Wisp toothbrushes. No, is that a different name? Am I thinking of a different name? Or was Wisp like a flossing company? I don't know. Launched the first prescription antimicrobial treatment regimen for male partners. Okay. Interesting. Is it the pill? I still don't understand what's going on here. But it's probably a pill of some sort. This Tagalog thing seems useful for people in or interested in the fashion industry. Yeah, I think that would be up their alley for sure. What do we got? This is a dash cam. In response to unpredictable urban traffic, several consumer dash cams promise video coverage by merging footage from two fixed cameras into a distorted fisheye view that's prone to split-second delays. This is a single intelligent eye rotating a full 360 degrees. The camera combined. So if it's rotating, though, then how do you get in front and behind at the same time? An AI-powered motion detection to spot trouble in real time and record with greater precision. Recording can be turned off at any time. If you're in a supermarket when someone hits your car, this device will notice, lock onto the other car, record high-definition evidence, and send an alert to your phone. I mean, I'm more concerned about someone breaking into the car at night, so hopefully like I could just keep this on, but I doubt that's actually what it's used for. I'm guessing it's plugging into the power system just for when it's actually no, when you get out of the car to go into the grocery store, you don't keep the power on. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what's going on with this one. Ooh, it's kind of a lot though. But yeah, I think you do want some sort of rotating warning. What is it, because he's got a mask on? Or is it because suspicious? What's so suspicious about these guys? Yo, what? This is the funniest thing. Oh, I have not played Picayune Dreams. Welcome. Mekio. Concerned about the Maybach, so you know he's gonna cop this. I've got a 2010 car right now. I really don't care to upgrade it. It's got like scrapes in it and stuff. 2010 Maybach. Yep, exactly. All right, I think this is like maybe the funniest thing I've found in a while. Normal. Suspicious. All right. Yeah, I like this type of product. Hopefully they get better over the years. because it's certainly nicer than just a front dash cam for accidents that are in front of you, obviously. We've got the Neurovigil iBrain. Once a research prototype used by Stephen Hawking, this launched in 2024 as an investigational device in 4 U.S. states. The wireless EEG device that can be worn at home captures brain activity using AI to map biomarkers that may signal conditions like apnea, Parkinson's, brain cancer, or drug side effects long before symptoms appear. That's pretty cool. Very cool. I don't think it's not as big, it's not as like incredible as this. This is incredible. Like, this is insane. And so is this. These are both insane. This is slightly larger scale, larger scope in terms of how many people can save. I'm not letting this slide. Oh, they're about to crash into another car. Oh, I see. I'm not letting this slide. You can't say stuff like it's for health with that image. What was the image? This? Wait, you're saying this? Is this the image that you're not cool with? Yeah, it is pretty, it's pretty odd. It almost looks like one of those like ASMR built-in head microphones. What happened here? Why are we on? Oh, this is it. Oh, here we go. The world's biggest roller coaster. Who's got it? The world's tallest, fastest, and longest roller coaster is almost ready for launch. Falcon's flight is 2 miles long, over 600 feet tall, with a 519-foot drop. Hits a top speed of 155 miles per hour. It's one of the 28 rides coming to Six Flags Qiddiya City outside of Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Falcon's flight is so massive it could be seen from space, and so fast that, what does that even mean? Seen from space? I don't know if that's true, actually. And so fast that unique curved windshields were designed to protect riders from wind and desert sand. Is that what we're seeing here? Yeah, oh man, sand would rip you apart. It's going to be opening late 2025. So this is pretty sketch. We'll see if people survive here. What is this picture actually? What are we seeing right now? Oh, this is like an optical illusion. This is deep. Wow. So it's coming from there. That's insane. Wow. Okay. Pasha, robotic home chef. AI is finally doing a job many people want it to take, cooking dinner. It's about the size of a microwave and fits under standard kitchen cabinets with a burner, stirring attachment, ingredient containers, and a touchscreen to control it all. Pick a recipe from the frequently updated digital library and follow Pasha's ingredient prep instructions, then walk away. Pasha adds ingredients and cooks using AI cameras to adjust, like adding water if it's too dry, just as a human would. It can only do one pot dishes for now, but the recipe range is impressive. The tikka masala was delicious. This is actually pretty interesting. If you get to just select the... Oh, this looks huge, actually. But I guess that makes sense. Pre-order now. Can we see the recipes? I supposed to click this? All right, so far we've got, I gotta pause this. Shakshuka, scrambled. Oh, look at that. Peanut butter something. Cajun shrimp, vegetable, pasta, mac and cheese. This is, I'm not prepping that. Better get to chopping. Yeah, but maybe you'll need the other guy. You'll need figure 3 to do the chopping, and then he'll just drop it in here. All right, what's this one showing? The ingredients, the recipes, all prepped up, prep while cooking. Oh, that's cool. That you can just check, choose between those. All right, this is actually kind of sweet. It's going to be really expensive though. $1,500. Yeah, I think at this point it's probably best to just wait for this thing to become, cheaper and more standardized. But yeah, I guess for the function that it's doing, I could see this paying itself off in no time. The question is always going to be, how many recipes are there? Wait, add the recipe, add ingredients. Okay, so you would actually put things in these containers, like maybe salt or something. And then what's going on down there? How's it going to get? Oh, I see. That's really funny. Built to cook like a human, Pasha has a chef's eyes. And it's got this... Whoa. And then it's got the chef's timing. Oh, this is what I'd be worried about. Not all the ingredients coming out. That would really upset me. I actually hate these peanut butter lemon squeeze shrimp a top type recipes. Just give me chicken and rice or something. Yeah, I'm sure it can. I'm sure you could also just do you could choose the more complex one and then just not give it the ingredients it needs. Oh, here we go. Here we go. 1,000 plus recipes. Not bad. Not bad at all. So what is it going to do about this? Like, it can't flip eggs, right? But it can do just it could do just sunny sides. Oh, no way. This is the coolest feature. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. I would set up a TV. Oh, I would set up a TV just for that. Oh, we've totally lost it. Well. I think it's making one. It's only making one dish at a time, one pot at a time. That's the unfortunate thing. Like, you can only make as much as that at one time. So I don't know how much batch cooking you could get with one of I think this is looking like a single meal. But this is so cool. This is the coolest feature I think we've seen all day. I might give this is in the running. Pick meals in advance, and Pasha creates a grocery list. That's cool. Customized for spice levels, allergens. Swap ingredients as per your choice. Be ready for all occasions. All right, but this is cooking for multiple people. Book a demo. Wow. That's a big pot, though. That is looking like a big pot. So it's, you know, maybe that could be a few. If it's just for yourself, maybe it's a couple or it's a few nights. All right, this is making it in the running. What do we got? Gob earplugs, plastic-free hearing protection. Many are thrown out after one use. Mission is to make single use that doesn't suck through sustainable and compostable materials. Their latest invention is a squishy, cylindrical earplug made from lab-grown mycelium that offers a frequency protection. Okay, this is pretty cool. Yeah, for family it'd be a bit tedious. I'm legitimately a medieval person when it comes to cooking. In terms of what you make, or just you just don't cook often? Nuance audio glasses. So is it hearing loss is common as people age, but a majority of people who could benefit from hearing aids don't wear them, often due to stigma. Nuance audio glasses offers a new way to hear better with built-in speakers that amplify sound directionally while hiding discreetly in... Oh, that's actually funny. But also, I feel like that would be pretty odd sounding. Big pot of soup, big pot of stew, one side dish, one meat dish, and vegetables, no fancy stuff. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. And I just eat that for like a few days. Yeah, oh, I'm all about the meal prep. It's just efficient with time. Oh, this is the one I wanted. This is the one I want to see, because I do own an AeroPress. That said, I don't drink coffee anymore, but I would still like this. The glass chamber was the #1 feat. Matt Brown, director of new products at AeroPress, says about designing the AeroPress Premium, a $200 metal and glass version of the company's beloved namesake plastic coffee. Okay, so I don't think there's going to be much that's changed here. Except it's not plastic. That's actually huge. Resembling an oversized syringe, the AeroPress consists of a chamber, filter cap, and plunger for the Premium. Brown says it took over a year for the company to find a glass manufacturer to create a double-walled chamber that's actually sealed on two ends. They had to invent tests which did not even exist to check if it could combine boiling water, ground coffee, glass, and metal in an end product that was both comfortable and safe to use. Yeah, so the downside of the regular one is that you are like putting boiled water in this plastic, and you're probably getting microplastics in your coffee. Yeah, this is a lot. Even with what I just said, this is too much. So I think just doing a machine is probably, or something that's not but you know what, the machines are plastic, right? Yeah, what's a non-plastic way of doing this? You could get a good Breville machine. Are these machines plastic? I know this is not really that big of an issue for people, but oh, look at this. This is looking nice. The cool thing about the AeroPress though is it does actually end up being like pretty fast. Like you get an electric kettle, and then you just pour it in, and yeah, pretty easy. Pixicade, making drawings come alive. This toy turns drawings into video games, sparking creativity while bridging the analog and digital worlds. Kids draw their video game vision with markers, take and upload photos, and the Pixicade app creates the playable game, no coding necessary. The goal was to help reverse the decline in creative thinking that co-creator has seen amongst students. All right, we got to see this in action. Oh, that's so cool. You literally draw it, and then it's going to create all the sprites. But it's got low ratings. relatively speaking. This is a great idea. I feel like maybe people will do it better soon. Energy Dompter, what's good? Hello. The way things were going, I legit thought this was going to be a glorified marker pen, but this is pretty nice. Yeah, yeah. I guess it's all in the computer vision there, and then. Yeah, the question is, how does it come to understand what the kids want out of the game? So is that all computer vision, where it's just, you would ask it, okay, what do you think that, like I'm not saying that the kids ask it, but the software is pretty much asking, like, okay, what does this game look like it would be? But that might be tough with kids drawing skills. Drug-free sinus relief. All right. Expected surgical treatment when he approached with a months-long sinus infection. Instead, the entrepreneur ended up discussing a new decongestion method that they were developing. It would use targeted vibrations to constrict inflamed sinus tissues and move mucus-clearing stuffed passages. The experience inspired Gopi, now Sound Health's CEO. Oh, this was the last name. To join them in creating the Sonu headband, which emits sound waves after the companion smartphone app scans a user's face to determine their sinus's resonant frequencies. What is going on here? So this headband is going to emit sound to vibrate and to constrict inflamed sinus tissues. This is an insane product. Does it work? Let's go to Reddit for this one. I've tried humming, vibrates your sinuses, and that can help. Might be a cheap solution if you don't have anyone around to annoy. All right. Okay, people aren't. Just use a Hitachi Magic Wand vibrator on your sinuses. Many people have known and talked about this as a decongestion for a while. Probably better results than this for cheaper. Use the wand on your sinuses and brow ridge. First, a note on sloppy use of FDA-related terminology. Not your fault. Oh. This is a Class 2 device that is FDA classified through that pathway, which basically means that they put in the paperwork to support its conformity to Class 2. The FDA has taken no active role in testing or any such activity. They are purely the receiver of the paperwork. That said, the device could be promising as part of the gateway drugs proposed. However, I don't expect to be a singular treatment. Okay, so this is really not there yet, but pretty cool. Oh, I see. They're saying it's trusted by physicians at Harvard, Columbia, and the other ones. Okay, well, if that's the case, then that's pretty cool. I might go for the Hitachi Magic Wand version, but yeah. Swear. Tamper-proof video authentication. Oh, I just wanted to see. Deepfake disinformation erodes public trust. Swears digital DNA, fingerprints, every pixel, audio sample, and metadata in real time when you take a video, and writes the hashes to the blockchain so any later tweak, even one single bit, shows up instantly. So how does this work when you're actually taking the video? It only adds 1 megabyte of data per hour of footage, so body cams and CCTV can adopt it with no hardware changes. Oh, this is really cool then. So I'm guessing it's is it part of the hardware of, or part of the software of, like, how does this work when you're taking the video for it to get a hold of that video as soon as possible? Or is it you're videoing through the software probably? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, this is pretty cool. This is what we're going to need to do these days. Everyone on TV is going to have to pick this stuff up. Yeah, this does seem useful. Swear is piloting with U.S. security companies and aims to bake its hashes into every smartphone camera next. Yeah, it's really great in terms of a company sense to be the one to standardize the type of the data structure and the encryption involved here. I guess encryption's not too necessary if you're writing to a blockchain, right? You can keep that stuff pretty live. There can't be any tampering. Oh, Posture requires a subscription too? Oh, that's so lame. All right. I'm going to cut this one, even though it's really cool and hopefully very helpful. In 2 years, I might think that was the most important one there was. Oh, here we go. Is this an app or not? Oh, is this wait, are we talking, is this the piano itself? Or is it just a sensor? Like, is this the sensor maybe? Piano may seem out of reach for a lot of people. It's huge, expensive, and the learning process requires years of investment. The Rolly piano system aims to make it more accessible. The colorful light-up keyboard is educational and engaging. Oh, I see. Yeah, it is the whole keyboard. A stand-mounted camera watches learners' fingers and gives personalized feedback like a live teacher would. And the accompanying app is full of popular music. Yeah, so this is not as exciting to me as some of the apps that are on the AR devices. Like, you can get the MetaQuest, and there's an app where you can see through the MetaQuest to your hands, and it will actually be able to light up where you're supposed to play when, like, while you're playing it, like just via AR. So, like, that seems to be much nicer because then you could go to any piano and, you know, not have a crazy camera system going on there. So I'm going to cut this one. I'm still waiting to see whether the AI drive is going to be like the dot-com bubble, the founding of the internet, or like the subprime mortgage crisis. Yeah, I saw the story, or the headline at least, that was saying that it's like significantly larger than all of those, like by a magnitude that is almost unfathomable. So we'll see. I mean, Hank Green made this video where he was pretty much saying, hey, like, for the first time, I'm actually, like, taking my money out of the S&P 500 because the S&P 500 is actually distributed based on how large the companies are. So currently, NVIDIA is a huge percentage of the S&P. So if NVIDIA were to fall, people's portfolios would like, it would not be great. It would be a real bummer for everyone's investments. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It's really hard to tell. I don't know what the end game is here. I feel like the end game is going to be pro these companies, and it's going to just really mess with the, with people. Like, it's just going to be, it's pretty much just taking money out of everyone else's hands. And maybe we haven't seen the money leaving everyone's hands yet. Maybe that happens when the bubble bursts, but I'm sure they'll be fine. I've always liked boring stocks, train companies, board games, regional newspapers that sell basic software. Yeah, I've always just been a very conservative person. Just did the S&P, but perhaps that's going to get me in the end. Anti-gravity AI A1. An immersive 360-degree drone camera. So you're in this with AI glasses pretty much. How much could this possibly be? 8K drone? This is going to be like... It's going to be a lot. Subscribe. Believe the hype. What does the subscribe mean? Is this not out yet? Oh, right. They get rid of the drone via... This is what Casey Neistat had. I think he had a video of this. This is really cool. But this is going to be expensive. That was a really cool transition, honestly. I really like that. Wow. That's really cool. All right, it's not out yet, so I don't know if I can give it a good review right now until we know if it's going to actually be good. But this is really cool. I think this will, I mean, perhaps this is just going to be a toy, but it would definitely be a lot of fun. I'm just worried it's going to be really, really expensive. Anti-gravity A1 price. Cost. Oh, this is really cheap compared to what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like 2,000. Oh, it's here. What does that mean? But unfortunately, it also looks like it's going to cost $2,000. Okay, so maybe 2,000 is high. All right, well, I'm not going to keep that in there because I just don't know how to rate that one. What is this? This is powerful streaming anywhere. Oh, it's a projector. It isn't your dad's slide projector. The smart streaming projector sets up in seconds, can be easily moved from room to room, and pivots 90 degrees to project onto the ceiling. Yet delivers big, bright, and beautiful 4K Pro UHD picture quality to nearly any flat surface. All right, so is this just another projector? And allows people to project in real time? Terrible reviews. All right, let's get out of here. Wonderful Copenhagen, Copenpay. Rewarding good deeds. The tourist organization rewards visitors for good behavior through its Copenpay program. Pick up trash, your boat rental is free. Take public transit, get a free museum admission. This year, 100 local organizations offered rewards. That's really funny. That's really nice. What is up with the projectors? This is kind of hilarious. Everyone's just innovating projectors. We had this in lock like 1900s. Yeah. Genesis System Water Cube. Was this it? No, this is the one that actually I don't know what this does. Knocked out water service to a children's hospital last year. A water cube stood ready with a backup supply, preventing the need to evacuate the NICU. The transportable WC-1000 machine, which can run on conventional or solar power, pulls moisture from the air to produce around 1,000 gallons of portable water per day. Okay. And it produces, okay, a smaller one that can mount on a vehicle. Okay, so this is just another water producer. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know how significant this is. This is the Thermosol Solaris. How much do we think this is going to cost? Electric saunas work where power is available. Solaris works anywhere the sun shines. The standalone room is the first off-grid solar-powered sauna available in the U.S. Features a large solar-tinted window and a heater designed by Finnish parent company. It's about moving the industry forward. The sauna takes 1 day of sunshine to fully charge up and offers 2 to 3 hours of use, up to 5 on sunny days. Users can monitor its battery life. So that's a pretty good ratio. Like, I feel like you wouldn't use a sauna for that long. How much could this possibly cost? How many thousands? Do we not have a cost yet? Medium. I feel like small is probably good enough. Okay, they do other stuff. This is just one product. All right, well, we don't get a cost, so unfortunate. Heat it. Chemical-free mosquito bite treatment when engineering student. Okay, how much is this? $39.95. This is pretty useful. Might throw this in the put it on the side type thing. Heated fits on a keychain and plugs into a smartphone on one end. Users apply the other end to the bite and can control treatment, temperature, and duration. With options based on a peer-reviewed study of more than 12,000 insect bites through the app. Could stop the itch of a mosquito bite. That's not bad. Not bad at all. All right. Not many left. iGarden Swim Jet P series. Oh, what was this? This was a current. Oh, a current maker for home pools. This is funny. How much are these? Professional grade resistance to the home pool with a new series. Okay, we'll invert variable power and pendant flow channel design. Creates wide, consistent currents up to 11,000 gallons per minute. Focus on family fun. So what is this? Just make waves in a pool? Oh, man. Swim Jet P series. Come on. It's not in here yet? This is going to be like 10K. Home pool owners tweaking right now. Oh, here we go. Pretty close. That's a lot of money for just a little bit of fun. All right, on to the next. Fia, a smart fashion friend. So this is online shopping is overwhelming, and it's tricky to weigh the pros and cons of prices, quality, and environment impact. A free AI-powered shopping assistant co-founded. User-friendly interface available on that. Compares prices for new and used clothing, shoes, and accessories with one click. Okay. It also provides insights into how certain brands hold value in the resale market. I don't know how helpful this is, how significant this is. We've got Culligan Zero Water, verifiable water filtration. Most water filters promise clean water but offer no proof they work. This filter pitcher features an integrated meter revealing contaminant levels in real time. Okay. So I'm guessing it's just the fact that it brought the metering system. Now, could you not just buy the metering system? Like, could you get a? Oh, this is pretty cheap. Pretty cheap indeed. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I'm sure it's not getting like everything. I'm sure it's not getting the fluoride levels and stuff like that. But oh, maybe yeah, fluoride. Look at that. Low ratings. It's a little sketch. Brita has nothing to worry about. Yeah. I don't think it's a competitor. What is this? Saver 1? Blocking driver distractions. Distracting drive. Okay. Israeli startup Saver 1 has a way to stop drivers from reaching for their phones. The company's sensor-equipped system installed in a car or truck automatically detects the driver's device and blocks access to distracting apps. How do they do that? And the system can't be overridden. I don't understand how this works. Okay. Well, oh, so yeah, does this go over like large parts of land? A ski season saver. People think it's easy to find, to store snow in Finland. In fact, 24-hour sunshine necessitates snow farming, the practice of preserving snow berms between ski seasons. Wow. The Finnish company's white extruded polyester mats laid on top of natural or manufactured snow drifts at the end of ski season. Both insulate and shield from sun and rain to retain the snow when it gets warmer. It's pretty incredible. Okay. Very, very niche, but a cool invention nevertheless. All right, we got the Air Studio S1 wireless music making. Most studios are full of cables and cords connecting mics, mixers, and monitors. This mobile recording capsule reimagines recording for the wireless age, integrating condenser and enhanced dynamic microphones, wireless in-ear monitors, and an audio interface. Huh. And then low wireless latency makes it possible to create studio-grade recordings anywhere. This is pretty cool. It's like the all-in-one. Probably not as I feel like other companies are doing something similar, so not as crazy, but still neat. Better meat. An innovative alt protein. Wish people would be happy eating lentil soup and hummus wraps, but people want meat. This company makes Ryza, a complete protein produced by feeding sorghum and potato side streams from French fry factories to Neurospora crassa microbes. It ferments in mere hours, less than 2.5 of the time it takes to produce chicken, and gains a meat-like texture. Brands like Hormel have blended Ryza with animal meat to boost its low-fat protein content, and Better Meat Co. plans to sell Ryza as a standalone alt protein, priced lower than U.S. commodity ground beef next year. Okay, I'll keep an eye out. It should be cool. Elemental diet. What? Yeah, was this a tastier medical food? Medical meal replacements in reducing gut inflammation and bacteria overgrowth, but palatability is often a barrier for patients who need them. All right, this is pretty cool, but I'm going to skip ahead for the sake of time. Samsung Micro RGB, an ultra realistic TV. Most premium TVs still rely on a single large white or blue backlight filtered through color layers, a setup that can mute vibrancy and waste energy. This new micro RGB TV instead uses individually controlled red, green, and blue LEDs, tens of microns wide, giving richer, more lifelike colors and cutting power use by 20%. The first set of these TVs shipped this year for $30K. And render images nearly indistinguishable from real life. Wow. I'd like to see that in person. $30K is insane, though. Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't tell you how crazy the technology is. So maybe it makes sense, but... Oh, this is what I was looking for. A cute cat to cool your soup. This rechargeable cat robot solves an occasional inconvenience in a very adorable way. It blows air to quickly cool off steaming bowls and mugs while perching on the rims. Wait a second. Is the air even cold? Like, do you put it in the freezer at all? What is going on here? I assumed that this was either going to be a glorified ice cube. It literally just blows air. I feel like blowing air doesn't do much. Wow. All right, well. Maybe it does do something, but small camera, cat to cool your soup. Oh, these inventions are what I'm talking about. Yeah. All right, I'm disqualifying this one. We've got Anker Solix Everfrost 2. Was this the one that you said you were excited about? It doesn't require ice, can stay cold for days, and is quick to charge ahead of a camping trip or another off-grid adventure. The Chinese company invented a battery-powered air cooling technology for the cooler, which comes in 3... So I'm a little concerned about the battery weight. The 40-liter version is easily powered up by a wall outlet and cools to a set temperature within minutes. Other charging options are car socket. Okay, all this other stuff. A mixture of beer, produce, meats, and snacks fit inside. 2 caveats: it's very heavy and costs between $600 and $760. Yeah, that makes sense. This is pretty cool, but I was referring to the Beko. Okay. Maybe this would be good for like what's that festival called? Burning Man. This would be like a Burning Man type deal. Where you could just kind of keep it and you don't need to get power elsewhere. Yeah, I'm not sure how people do keep things cool in Burning Man for days on end. But very niche, very niche. Any good reviews? It's not bad, but this is a little concerning. All right. Onward and upward. Crowd Compass. A friend finder. Oh, this is really cool. Was at a packed music festival when he thought of Crowd Compass. I lost my friends for half the night because my phone had no service. His solution launched in 2024 is a battery-powered, water-resistant device that uses GPS and long-range mesh radio technology to guide users to each other. No cell or Wi-Fi network required. Each LED on Crowd Compass represents another device in the paired group, adjusting in real time as users move. That's cool, but it does require you to buy an device per person. This is going to be popular on here. You already need friends. All right, never mind. Never lose your crew again. I like the display, like how you, how this would rotate. I imagine. What are we looking at? My cart is empty. Oh, okay. Oh, that's a lot. 2-pack, though. This is pretty good. Oh, no. But it's per unit now. Terrible. Way too much money for just what it does. Though, I don't know. Maybe you could justify it. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't trust my kid to have $130 just disc in their pocket. This is pretty trivial, to be honest. Yeah. Like, is there not any other type of technology that can allow for some directional censoring / signaling? What is this called? Bubs? Oh, foamy vegan gummies, which come in a variety of shapes and flavors. The vegan gluten-free gummies have a unique foamy texture. But after the candies went viral on social media in 2024, causing a surprise supply shortage, Bubs' owner is launching 4 new bagged candies. So what are these? These are just Swedish candies. Can we see the is that it? Is that all what's happening here? Okay. Bubs candy. So yeah, this is gonna be sugary. This is just like straight up candy. They do look good. I would love to try them. Yeah, I bet. I guess it comes down to the chew, you know, like gummies either have it or they don't. All right, impact acoustic spark. Oh, I didn't understand what this meant. Sound absorbing lamps. Lighting impacts how rooms look and feel and sound if this pendant lamp is hanging around. Introduced this year by a sound management Okay, so this is just another way of sound tempering. Yeah, it just absorbs ambient noise, reduces reverberations. Okay. It's cool, I guess. What was this? Apex Cool Labs Narwhals. Oh, this is what I was pretty excited about. Palm cooling for its ability to lower core temperature and ease muscle fatigue among athletes. The handheld devices use copper tubes to draw heat from your palms, one of the few areas where blood vessels connect directly between arteries and veins. The instant chill lets users do more sets in the weight room or push harder in the final reps. Okay. I do really think this is cool, but I'm guessing this is very expensive. Uh-oh, they might get the website disqualification. Microcam, we already did this one. All right, nice. Oh, what was this? The Kiwi. All right, we got the Kiwi. Can we hear it? Oh, maybe there's no sound. Just found the surprise food box and it's excited. Nice. That's great. Is there a... We're so bouncy, of course. Oh, how do you see... Where do you see kiwis? Didn't one of those previous videos say that they're pretty... or maybe you even said that they are hard to find? When he falls over. Like, are there not kiwis in like a... Yo, this is... Oh, okay. Buy the narwhals. $400. This has to be both, right? A set of two, yeah. I don't know if that's worth... I think you could just buy... You could buy... like ice packs and keep them in like a fridge or something. They're rare apparently. Like, are there no zoos with them? Because I would go to a zoo just to see them. That would be pretty sweet. Therabody Theraface Depuffing Wand. After consumers started using the heavy duty Theragun on their face, the company... Oh, the Theragun's like the full massager. Company figured it should make a face-focused product that massages and decreases swelling. Hot settings that increase blood flow and cold settings. No refrigeration required that seal in the benefits of that fluid movement. How much are we looking here? 170? That's kind of a lot. Kind of a lot. So I'm going to skip ahead. We got Throne, bathroom as a service. This is so funny. A pop-up smart bathroom. To access the ADA compliant pods for free, a user must have a unique ID connected to a mobile device or access card. Make a mess too many times and you could lose Throne privileges permanently. Wow. Free clean bathroom. Nearly 100 Thrones will be installed by the end of 2025, including in Los Angeles, Detroit, and Washington, D.C. This is cool. Data collection toilets, my favorite. Yeah, I guess the question is, how are they figuring out whether or not you have a, whether you're doing clean or not? Tricky. There probably are, but I don't think you see them in the wild often. Unlike penguins or something who just chills in colonies and be sliding. Oh, penguins or something who just, yep. Yeah, as I was pointing out, the penguins didn't seem to care about seeing humans at all. Okay, we already did that one. Biggest little B is for ball. B is for ball is the toy that every parent who swore up and down they wouldn't let baby gear take over their home. The colorful two-piece silicone ball starts as a teether for babies. And as they grow, it becomes a bath toy, a stacking toy, and a toy for open-ended, active, and imaginative play for older kids. Sky's the limit. That's exactly the point. Okay, so a teether, and then, yo. Oh, I see. It looks like it's not going to have that many functions. Yeah, I'm not too stoked. I'm not, or too impressed. They're going to be eating this? I think they just like to, you know, bite on it or whatever. Yo, we got another. Oh, so this is the projector that actually projects down and is touchscreen. That's kind of cool. But what's going on here? Where's the shadow? What's happening here? It could be used for much more than movie night. The short throw projector beams a crisp up to 100-inch 4K image from as close as just 43 centimeters away thanks to its triple laser tech. But it can also become a 40-inch interactive touchscreen, which its maker says could be handy for projecting recipes, homework, or yoga onto floors or walls. And its built-in 10-watt speakers are powerful enough for a cinema-like soundscape during multiplayer gaming. So it's just another projector with extra stuff. I know some babies are going to swallow that thing whole. Yikes. All right, we're getting to some of the beauty products here. Repeated polishing weakens fingernails by breaking down their keratin, but most nail strengthening products on the market only work superficially, like a landlord painting over damage. Presley co-founded Cult Hair Repair brand a decade ago and went on to launch ePress in 2022 based on dozens of bond repair patents. The company's new treatment uses just 2 ingredients, a synthetic form of ethyl acetate and the emollient diethyl hexyl malate to repair the broken cross-linked bonds and nails, rebuilding them from within. Interesting. Well, I think we're just looking through these the rest of these inventions, and then I'm going to bed. Moen handheld that saves hot water. All right, is this just gonna... How does it do this? It reduces water to a trickle while it's heating. Oh, and then restores full flow once the temperature reaches 95 degrees Fahrenheit. That's cool. I don't understand how that works, though, because I feel like usually, you know, it needs to flow somewhere. So where does the water go? Oh, okay, so it's reducing water to a trickle while it's heating. I didn't realize that's how the water worked. Like, I just assumed that you kind of had to push out some cold water while you've now, you know, turned the valve to have hot water get in there. So, pretty cool. No reviews? I don't know what that means. All right, last few. We got a step forward for hyperpigmentation. New skincare ingredient that could help millions of people worldwide who experience skin pigmentation issues. Okay, so this is probably cool for a small subset of people. We've got a therapy for reverse balding. PP405 is a topical non-hormonal treatment that activates dormant stem cells in hair follicles to grow hair back to fullness. Clinical trials have shown success, though the drug may not work in the end stages of balding if the follicle is scarred. They're still waiting further trial results. So this is the type of thing that if it were to become big, I think we'd hear about it. Or if it were to pass. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna. I don't want to get in the habit of doing raids, especially if I don't know the person. But eventually we'll do raids again. For now, I think I'm gonna chill on it. Okay. We need 3 more, maybe 2 more. Oh, the Cyro Glow cooling LED face mask. This is just terrifying, though. Hundreds of prototypes. Like other LED masks, it uses 3 types of light to kill acne-causing bacteria and stimulate collagen production. Unlike other LED masks, it has cold metallic plates under the eye holes to simultaneously reduce redness and puffiness. All right. Oh, it took design cues from ski goggles and VR headsets. Wow. To make sure it would fit snugly. What do we got? Oh, the Norelco. Why is this so special? This electric shaver introduces Sense IQ Pro, a new version of their AI-backed technology that helps users find the right shaving pressure via LED guidance lights. Orange means too hard. Green is just right. Also new is the triple action lift and cut system, which lifts hair from its root to cut it just below the skin's surface. What? That's pretty cool. Different modes handle everything from thick beards to foam. And in another first, the charging station's hood sanitizes the shaver with UV light while the battery refills. That's really cool. How much is this going to cost? You gotta be kidding me. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. Wow, this is just an example of 2025 technology of what we can achieve. I'm not going to put it in this finals list just because it's a little out of scope for most people, but and then there was the special mentions that we had. So, all right, if I was going to do a real quick ranking of these things, it would probably be what was this? Oh, this isn't supposed to be in the final list. I think I was just saving this for maybe a gift idea. This is probably the ranking, left being best. I think this is probably the invention of the year, if it's as good as it says it is. And then the trauma gel. I mean, granted, this has probably got more upside in terms of like actually saving lives, but I think this is going to be able to be used more pervasively. Maybe we should look into this more to see how, like, what you would use this for versus the other pain medications, but if it's just for all pain, you know, all types of pain that maybe isn't mental, like what causes a headache? Is that literally from the brain, or is that something else? And if it's from the brain, would this not actually work? We should ask all these questions, honestly, at another day. And then I think, I don't know, open evidence. I feel like this is just glorified software, so maybe then I would do the safety belt. Yeah, I'd have to say that maybe this would come next, and then the bananas, and then the AirPods, and then the dinner. This is my ranking. All right. On that note, I think I'm gonna head out and get some Z's. So, thanks for hopping in, and have a good rest of the night. See y'all later.